Good evening, everybody. It is Saturday night. It's Modern Comic Mayhem. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. We're doing Stray Dogs talk. We have unboxings. I got my books back from EGS, so we're going to look at our new graded books. Our top five is top 5 movie posters, so that's going to be great. We got LOKI talk and a lot more in store. So you guys stick around, and Brian, cue the music. Hello, everybody. How is everybody tonight on this great Saturday night?
Doing good, brother. Your mic sounds a little bit muffled.
Me?
And somebody sounds like they've got somebody screaming in the background.
Yeah, maybe someone's watching a TV show.
Yeah.
Is someone trying to catch up on Loki while we're
somebody's just
talk about Loki?
Somebody's just sitting over somebody's shoulder, just screaming in the background right now.
Hold on.
Corbin, were you trying to catch up on Loki? Is that what's happening?
No, I got family in town.
Well, your mic's messed up too, I think, Corbin.
Me?
Yeah, lots of reverb happening,
Yeah.
lots of feedback happening.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's going on, everybody? Sound shit drives me crazy. Welcome to Modern Comic Mayhem, everybody. It is a Saturday night. That means that you guys got your secret drinking game to play. And hit that up, hit that QR code, get those secret drinking game words, or however you enjoy your Saturday night. I know I have my delivery is en route. So I told Kyle I will be hanging out until the cannabis man gets here. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, speaking of cannabis, did you check out the Tommy Chong interview on D-League Productions?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
Oh my gosh, we talked. He was mildly high during the interview.
Really?
It wasn't too much to make it just off the wall bonkers, but he was definitely a little bit baked.
He's probably mildly high, even if he doesn't smoke.
Yeah, that is what's the word for it? A holy grail. That is a grail. He's got to always have some kind of residual high, right? Even if he hasn't taken a toke, he's probably got a little residual high. Yeah,
just from all those years.
Like karma just has bestowed ultimate stoned out method throughout the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Kyle, what's up, brother? You all good to go?
I figured it out. I'm running a complicated system this week. I have not one, but I'm using 2 different computers for this. So the sound set is spitting out on another computer. So
yeah,
I had to go and make some adjustments. I apologize, everybody. But you know what, everybody, just for that, let's all take a drink.
Kyle, they were remarking on your baby face today.
I know, I shaved, look all nice. Got to change sometimes.
What we got going on tonight, brother?
I think we got some pretty good stuff going on tonight. I think, he bailed. So, Hitch had a signing today. I think he'd like to talk to us about his signing. He was signing books for people. Was line out the door for Hitch because he's that popular here in the Valley.
Yeah, it wasn't me doing the signing. Just a little someone named Jerry Conway. And it was an honor. It was a privilege to be able to host him. And he was really nice, really cool, super generous with the fans. People take as many selfies as they wanted. Took time to talk to everyone. Just a real nice guy. It was great. We had a good turnout. And Mr. Will was even there.
Yeah.
You got the books he signed? You want to show us?
Yeah, I got them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Did he have any good stories to tell or anything like that, or was he more business?
Unfortunately, because of my duties in the shop, I wasn't able to kind of hang out and listen to the stories. So Bill and our friend Tony got probably all the good stories.
So what was he talking about, Will? Did you hear anything?
He had a great story about his reasoning for doing the Batman as a vampire storyline. He said that idea came from the creator of Morbius, actually. He told him, hey, Batman's a vampire and a bat. You should put that together. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. And he did the story. So it was pretty cool with the way he explained it.
He explained it a lot more in depth, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a really nice guy.
Yep. I did hear him tell one fan about, because everyone was asking the questions, of course, and what inspired you to create the Punisher. And he said he just got kind of to a plot point where he needed to do something, and he decided that the Jackal needed a henchman, and it's just as simple as that. So he never really expected it to turn into what it did.
Yeah.
Man. And you guys have Rob Liefeld coming in 2 weeks.
Yep. Another kind of cool thing I witnessed today I've never seen before was the cracking open of 9.8 slabs. We did that several times at the shop, and it was like it was a tense moment. People were like, "I can't watch." And
was it Spidey?
So there was a couple 9.8 129s.
I got a question about that.
Cracked open.
Who cracked them open?
The witness.
Who was the witness?
So
was the witness somebody we know?
Well, we know from the shop. I don't know if you know Tony, but
okay, good. Because
it was per the protocol.
I would be so scared somebody opening up my book if I wouldn't let somebody open up my own stuff. I would say, nope, I'm opening it.
Oh man, it is intense. Like I had my ASM 300. I had already had it signed by Stan Lee and Todd McFarlane, and I was having it cracked at Arizona Con to get it signed with Micheloni. And I was like, oh, and it's, it's the cracking of the slab isn't a big deal.
It's actually pretty simple, yeah.
Yeah, but once you get into where it's vacuum sealed, like you've got that blade, and it is, you are just right on, just you're millimeters from fucking ripping that book open with a razor knife. Like, I mean, it was like I was like this, man. Like, oh my god. Like it was, you have to have like surgeon style, like hand, like, you know what I mean? Because you see those books because, there's that seam that takes about that you can't, you're not cutting through that. So all you have is that little gap from, do I have any graded books near me? That little gap from the edge of the book to the edge of the close off seam. You don't have there's not a lot of room for error.
And you just pull out a razor blade, right? Just get in there.
You got this, you know what I mean? You got this, and you're just like,
I wouldn't use one of those. I would use just a straight razor, like a razor, right? I wouldn't use one of those. I'd be too worried.
When I had mine cracked, the dude from CBCS, he had, that's what he had, kind of like, just like a brand new, and it was like, it was barely like, it was real small, like it was just enough to put the razor in, and he just kind of just sat there, and he was like,
I'd be afraid old habits would kick in about halfway through with that razor blade. I'd just start chopping along, and then all of a sudden there'd be little hash marks all the way down the book. I'd be like, damn it.
But no, I mean, like it's not a fast process. I don't know if your guys' guy did it quick, but the guy who did mine,
he did it pretty quick.
Do you think he practices? Do you think he's practiced like on quite a few?
To be honest, I think it's because of there's CGC has kind of different slabs throughout the year. So I think the ones we didn't experience that intense tightness that Kyle was talking about.
Yeah, maybe CBCS does them a little bit tighter because a lot of my books are CBCS.
That actually, if it's CBCS, then that could be the difference. Yeah, but yeah, you just really needed a flathead screwdriver. You just kind of pop it, around the rim and opens up.
Yeah, most of you guys know about around the rim.
Yeah.
So it was a CGC witness, right?
Correct.
I wonder if that's like, I mean, I know that there's that process to get on to be a witness and all that, but I wonder if that one of the requirements or suggestions from CGC would be, hey, can you crack some books open? Just to practice because it's going to happen when you're witnessing.
They don't
show your skills.
Here, we're going to send you 10 books to practice cracking. Would you please record it and send us back the recording so we can see, and we will grade you and give you constructive criticism.
Well, even if they just sent them, like 4 or 5 cases, no books in them or nothing, just like, hey, we'd like you to practice. It's something that I don't think they do. It's just something I had never thought of until this moment.
Cracking the slab is no big deal. It's taking it out of the vacuum seal plastic that's in there. That's the hard part.
Isn't there a foreign book? I think it's like a foreign Spider-Man book that it's foreign Spider-Man. It's foreign 129, and the Punisher, instead of his skull being white on his outfit, it's like a silver or a gray, and it makes it look so much better. I would have loved to ask him what he thinks about stuff like that when people like change that stuff up on that character. I thought that would have been a great thing, or to even have him sign that. I wonder if he would even sign that.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Like an alternate, because I mean,
he signed a lot of different stuff. He signed a Blu-ray of mine of Fire and Ice. I saw him signing Pops. I saw him signing. Some guy had a really cool Marvel art book, and just going through the pages, he had different pages signed by the different people. It was very cool.
Oh, that is cool. I thought about.
And actually, I did ask Jerry about. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I thought about taking some of my Punisher books because I got a poop ton, and I was going to get them signed and then send them to Comic Book Andy because he's a huge Punisher fan, and I know that he didn't probably know much about it in the area and stuff because he's not around here. So I thought about doing it, and then I didn't have time.
Time.
Actually, I have two cool anecdotes. One was this family was visiting from out of state. They came into the shop. They randomly came into the shop. They had no idea about the event. And he comes to me and he's just like, hey, I'm like the biggest Punisher fan ever. Guys, you probably have a lot of good Punisher stuff. And I'm like, and as a matter of fact, we have Jerry Conway sitting right over there. And if you see the look on the dude's face, his jaw dropped. He was just like, what? And then the other story was I asked Jerry about those Mexican ASMs where he ended up getting married with Gwen. We looked at last week, Brian.
Yeah.
He said he loved it. He goes, that's so much fun. He goes, I wish Marvel would translate those and reprint them.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at that because I was trying to find that Punisher issue. So that's cool that you asked him that. I love.
Yeah, he said he was very aware of. He was very aware of that. He thought it was a fun version, of what he had written.
That's so cool, man. That is so cool.
But the guy who came in, he's like, do you have any Punisher stuff? I'm like, yeah, we have Punisher comics, and we have Jerry Conway sitting right there.
He just happened to walk in.
Yeah, it was just customer. The whole family came in. They were just like, yeah. Oh, you got any Punisher?
Jerry did also say he was a big fan of what DC did with Jason Todd, making him Red Hood and everything, too.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Matter of fact, there was a new trailer I saw for that HBO Max. I think it's kind of cool that they're going over to HBO Max for that. But anyways, yeah, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I mean, the Rob Liefeld one's going to be cool. I'm going to get me a $50 Rob Liefeld balloon.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
I think he draws Deadpool on a balloon for like $50.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going and raiding all the stores and all the finding a bunch of those, because in the dollar bins is all those, what is it, X-Force #1s that are polybagged and have that Deadpool card in them. Just
getting them signed Deadpool cards.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Go find 10 or 15 of those things at $15.
No way those are sitting in dollar
turn around and sell them.
Yeah, they're not sitting in dollar bins anymore.
Dude, there's like 8 or 9 sitting.
That Deadpool
right
card
now.
went nuts last year.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm going to have him sign my book that says, "To Kyle, your friend Robbie L." I'm going to have him sign it again.
Have him put a little balloon on there.
Yep.
You know what's so? Listen, we're giving him shit, but in all honesty, I found out something today that I did not know. That was absolutely amazing, which makes it cool that he does charge for this stuff. He doesn't charge the comic store anything, right? He makes all his money through this stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier to pay this stuff when you know that he's doing like this free for all the comic stores that he goes to and that he goes to sign in. And that was kind of cool. I didn't know that. I figured that the big guys get something.
He said in a video recently that he'd rather just start doing LCSs than conventions.
I think that's cool though, because I mean, you go into
that's what the hobby's about.
Chances are you're going to buy something there, and at least you're going to buy something there for a decent price, because you're buying it from the comic book store. So you're getting people in the comic store because, you had a bunch of people there. You already said there was people there that had never been there before. So automatically you've had new people show up to the store. So if you get a bunch of people and you get
we started like 4 new pull lists.
So I think that's what's awesome about Robbie doing that is that's what he's helping now.
To jobs for sure.
He's got now. This is a great store. I'm glad I got to come here to meet my favorite Deadpool artist.
Well, and we all know that Liefeld gets yelled at from across the room and gets a lot of flack, and a lot of people rub him the wrong way. And so I mean, it's got to feel better to go to a place where people who want your signature and are going to treat you with respect show up. And those are the people that are like, hey, I want your signature. I'm treating you with some respect, or a little more, cordial towards you, rather than the line of people that are being cordial to you and the 10 asshats that walk by and yell, hey, Pocket Liefeld, or, something like that at you, and you got to deal with that. I'd rather do LCSs as well.
No, I think that's great of him. Like, that's a total, like, in the plus column. Like, for all the things you think of Rob Liefeld, there's that one plus that he's got going for him, that keeping his bread and butter alive. There's no.
You're muted, Brian.
And I feel the Liefeld haters just make the Liefeld fans that much more loyal.
I would agree.
Hey, without Rob Liefeld, we would be without some pretty cool characters. So no matter what anybody thinks of Rob Liefeld,
Deadpool is one of the most popular characters in the world right now. Like, it's
no matter what you think, he gave us some pretty cool characters. So and
not to mention Image Comics.
Yeah. Old school OG.
Which today is its own different entity, and we wouldn't have that without them.
Yeah.
And some great covers.
You guys want to get into some Venom talk? The new series with Venom. People are talking about Al Ewing, and is it Rom V? Is that how you say it? Rom V.
V.
Yeah, he's new to me.
Ram V, right? Is it
Ram
RAM?
V. Yeah.
It's not a Roman numeral 5,
Yeah.
Ram 5, like the Dodge Ram 5.
That's a little different there.
He's been writing.
He's
been writing Catwoman for about the last year or so.
Yeah, he's won some awards too. Yeah.
So this a lot of people are talking about it right now, which I don't understand why, because you really got nothing other than a couple images. They haven't said anything about what the story is going to be and stuff, right? We know nothing on that.
I mean, no, but at the same time, like, if you enjoy Ewing as like a horror writer, then I guess you might like that new element. I mean, that different flavor on Venom, considering, I guess, not that Donny Cates was bad. Obviously, Donny Cates' run was just great, but like a different flavor, different taste to a character that we've already seen. So I think the hype is that, Ewing comes with his own body of work. He's kind of established for the type of writing that he has, and having that sort of style come to Venom, it's been a minute since we've had at least that type of touch to it. I agree. Maybe it's not worth all the hoopla, but I mean, it's not like these guys, they're pretty good at what they do. And so the hope is that they bring that on to Venom.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. Like you said, they didn't put a whole lot. I mean, Marvel's definitely pushing it. They have their whole article on Marvel, and I mean, we've seen it everywhere else. They're making the rounds with the PR and really trying to get out there. So you have to hope that the body of work justifies the amount of promo they're putting out, you know. And this isn't like, I don't want to use a movie situation, but like a New Mutants type thing where it's like all this promo and then we have a lackluster book. But I'm excited. I don't know, like I said, no real reason to go off outside of knowing the people behind it. But I mean, it looks interesting. Maybe we'll go back more to his. I don't know. We've kind of gone a lot of places with Venom over the last couple of years. So,
you know what I'm excited for is the Miles 10 thing.
Yeah. Oh,
that one cover you guys were showing on the Monday show.
Yeah.
It's fucking fire.
Is this team so they were at DC? Did they come to do Venom before all the layoffs, or is this a subsequent move partially because of the DC layoffs?
Wait, what do you mean? Why would DC?
When DC laid everybody off and went in and cleaned house and.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, this is unrelated in that sense. Just a new team on it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like where they kind of left off from that. I think they've had stuff since then. That's a good question, but I think. No, I don't think so. Only because, again, much of the hype they're getting much now, like you would have thought they've been scooped up a long time ago if that were the case, you know?
Yeah, and maybe that was a better question. Maybe I phrased that wrong. Where, you know, DC was like, well, we're doing some layoffs and thinned out the herd, and then Marvel was like, oh, you got rid of them? Come on over. We got to look for you to jump on. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's something there. I mean, I think there's a little more only because, again, the celebrity that they're attaching to it. Not that, you know, Ewing and V aren't good. Like, I've read some of his stuff before. I mean, Ewing's wrote, you know, Mighty Avengers before and done some Marvel back when I was, like, reading that semi-regularly. So, I mean, there is something there. But I don't know.
The X titles?
At one point, I think he was. I know he did a lot of Avengers stuff. He did New Avengers. He did U.S. Avengers. I'm looking. I have to look because I'm not sure about the X titles.
You still on the current X titles?
Doesn't look like it.
Retro Savage says Ram V is also writing the Swamp Thing and Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
Guardians of the Galaxy. He did. Yeah. So yeah, not that I see. I mean, I'm sure there's probably stuff I missed. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. It seems he's been doing most recently, but he's done some Hulk stuff too. He's a pretty good writer. He's a pretty good writer. I like him.
This is kind of interesting. This image. This is the only image that is interesting to me because it not interesting in a good way. I don't want to see Venom. I don't want to see Venom like stuff like this where there's a bunch of them and you know. I don't know why. Didn't we just get ready going through that where we had all these Venoms and now they're adding more Venoms? Is this like a Venom space core or something? And it just I don't know. I wish we could see some like anti-Venom stories, some of that stuff that they were doing before the Donny Cates run. I mean, I'm glad Donny Cates brought them all together, but I want to just see more. Like, I really liked the also the stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy when he was hanging out with Guardians of the Galaxy. If we get more stuff like that in space, and that's I'm just misreading it. I mean, this is in space. I'm cool with that. But I don't want to see like a bunch of new Venoms again. I don't know. It's just kind of tiring.
Yeah, we just had that.
Yeah.
This costume right here actually looks a lot like the Flash Thompson Venom Space Knight costume. So.
Yep. Kyle, you brought up the Iron Man cover. Yeah.
I cannot wait for this to come out. When does this come out? When is the FOC
September 12th is when it comes out. So I think FLC is like August, right? Or I don't know.
I don't know, Ish. Order me this.
Yeah.
I don't
think I've seen it on the initial order yet.
So this strikes you that you have to have this, Kyle.
This is gorgeous.
I know, just the thing pops. It's Miles as the DJ with the little Iron Man on it. It's just I just think it's a cool, funky little cool cover, and I think it's part of the Miles
color.
Everything about it kind of. I like how like he's spinning a record, so the Iron Man is more of like sound.
You see the sound waves.
Yeah,
that is so dope.
It's just one of those. I don't know. It's just one of those covers where you're just like, that's a fucking cool cover.
So here's the cool thing about it. What's even cooler is that this is not a ratio cover. This is not a 1 in 25, a 1 in 50, a 1 in 10. This is a cover B. I think it's an order all you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So any of us can get these covers now. The problem with it is it might turn into the next meta like Gleason, where we're going to see either a ton of Marvel characters spinning at DJ turntables or something, or we're gonna see like 5 different reverse negatives on this thing, which isn't bad, but
weren't you just saying on Friday how much you love homages and how you'd like to see some more books just homage the shit out of themselves? And right, Brian?
Prepare, get excited! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. This book is great, though. I mean, this book is breaking that rule, right? It's coming up with something new. So
Richard Savage is asking who's the artist on this.
This is Raza. He's been super hot lately.
The Raza.
Yeah, this guy has been super hot lately, putting out a lot of great artwork, a lot of great variants and stuff out there too. So just super dope.
Tom, I think you're right. I think it is.
Yeah,
it totally is.
Yeah, the jacket.
No,
is that what he's saying?
There's
a T-shirt with Bruce Lee. Yeah,
yep. The jacket. He's wearing a Stussy jacket.
Yeah, the Stussy jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is an homage to that.
I was never cool enough to have any Stussy stuff.
Yeah, I was just glad that it wasn't. I mean, if it would have been like a 1 in 50, I would have been happy, because then it would have given it a bunch of value. Been hard to get. It would have been really hard for us to get because it'd be super hot. But you never know. They might make an exclusive. They might open this up for retail exclusives if it was a 1 in 50, and then next thing you know, there's like 2,000 of these things out there. So,
like an embossed foil cover on this would just be, that would pop, dude. That'd be badass.
We're about to start all getting.
Do we have another dust storm coming?
Just like last week.
So everybody last night here in the valley of Phoenix and remote areas, we had a huge dust storm haboob last night. And I guess it looks like we're having another one.
I hope so. That monsoon that rolled through us last night was so nice, dude. It just dropped that temperature instantly. It was just dreamy.
I was sitting at the bar.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
We didn't get anything up here in Scottsdale.
Really? It dumped down here in Maricopa. Dude, it just dumped for like 15, 20 minutes straight. Just dumped.
You're muted, Brian.
I want to show people something real quick here. We're going to go into the Matrix, and I'm going to show you just real quick. Make sure there's nothing crazy on here. Okay.
Make sure there's no porn.
Anyway, that
hold on, Solo. You're talking about like how it dropped the temperature and how it was so nice and this and that, right? Let me show you guys something. This
there's like 115 today.
It is nighttime right now. It is 7:30 at night right now, and it's 108 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dust storm coming.
Get out of here. It was hotter last night out here.
Yeah, when it rained here in Maricopa, it dropped the temperature down to a balmy like 92. It was so nice compared to 104. It was just like, woo, this is great. You know there's something wrong with my head. Dude, when you're excited for 92, you know there is something wrong with where you live.
Yep.
All right.
So does anybody have any pickups they'd want to show at the character show? Because I know I do. Does anybody else have something they'd like to start?
I got one.
Same, and yeah, I think we should save the best for last, so y'all should let me go first.
So what's that?
If it's another Turok, I don't think we want to see it, Solo.
No, it's not. I did pick up a really nice Turtles 37 though.
Oh,
clean, so clean, so clean. I dig it, man.
Peaks,
I did go in. So if I
dig it.
can, and I go to the shop for Liefeld, I do want to get that signed. I had to dig that out of my long box, but I love that.
Ooh, there's the signing. There's the place where he needs to sign the name too.
Yeah, I think it should be right above, right under the Rip Tide, right? You know, above her head, like
Oh
right
man,
in here.
Rockstar signed the cleavage.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
Don't
100%.
ruin.
Right.
Don't
Rockstars
ruin
have
the
to sign the
boobs.
cleavage, bro.
It's just the way it is.
That's the test. That's the test on Liefeld. You don't see anything. You see what he chooses.
I know. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna give it to him, and if he did sign the boobs, I was gonna be like, "All right, dude."
You gotta admit, you gotta say like, oh, everybody's got a beauty
The
handshake.
Rockstar lifestyle chooses you, pal.
I mean, he could even do like vertical down the side. It's like, dude, you can't cover those up.
You put a balloon tattoo on her boob.
Turn one of her
Good one,
boobs into a
Justin. I like
Deadpool.
that.
I'll give you $50 to turn one of her boobs into a balloon Deadpool.
You said you had to pick up Corbin?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a trade. You know, I'm a trade person. It is hard to find this one. So I got the Maximum Carnage, the 14 issue run, 1993. I think it was what DeFalco, DeMatteis, Michelini, all of them. It was hard to find. I got that book for 50, which is still considering that book, since especially the Carnage thing with Venom. Like you can't find that book for like anything less than like 75. So I was very proud of myself.
Hold
Did
that
it have-
back up there, Corbin.
They have a little dirt on it. How'd you get it?
You
so
know what?
cheap?
It had a little bit. It had just a little bit. I bargained. Would you
Little
believe
bit
I
of
actually
dirt?
did bargain it? Nah, I just paid straight up. I saw 50 and it was hidden, and I
Corbin.
don't think they had found it. Yeah,
Do you know the story behind that cover?
no clue. Please fill me in.
So that cover, you before that trade right there that you have, you could only get that cover if you got a special version of the video game.
Oh, the SNES.
Yeah.
I did not know the tie-in on that. That's crazy. Okay, that's dope.
So
But,
that's why
I mean-
that book sells for a lot too, I imagine.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it for like the last couple months because I did want it. I ran into it not even expecting to find it, and I was like, oh, and then I just grabbed it before they changed their mind. But I mean, it's not it's not a comic, it's just a trade. But it's a rare trade, especially since it's long out of print. I think they put it back on Marvel's Epic Collections and like put that to like 50 something. Even that's hard to find now. So I was proud of myself. That was my one little pickup. Read your
Nice.
trades, folks.
You Will, you showed off your books. You got signed by
I haven't shown them yet. I'll show them. Yeah.
yeah, show them off.
All right.
Show them bitches.
So we got, if I can get in the frame here, Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1. I can't get it to
Turn it
stop.
to the side, just angle
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there you
There
go.
we
Right
go.
there.
So that
Oh, that's a good.
book
Oh,
there.
nice book.
Yeah. And then I got, these are Marvel milestones of Amazing 129. So I got him to sign that.
Nice. Look at that.
And Amazing 149, the original clones. So,
Oh, good books.
and then I have this, which originally was presented in a Marvel 2-in-1, I believe he said, but the Astonishing Spider-Man Marvel Treasury Edition.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a great
sweet.
cover. Great
Mhm.
Ghost Rider
Yeah.
cover.
Nice.
Beautiful
Yes.
looking book.
Early Ghost Rider stuff.
Yes, it's awesome.
So, and then also, this one's real big. I did happen, last time I was on, we were talking about the Masters of the Universe Origins. I happened to find Castle Grayskull
Oh,
Wow.
in a Walmart, so I was like,
wait a
I
minute,
gotta
bring
get
that,
it.
show that off again. Show that
Yeah,
off.
pull
one more
that back
time.
up.
You were too quick with that.
Oh my gosh.
The artwork.
Makes me want to shout, I have the power.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
Wait, does it come with all the figures or is it just the castle?
It comes with the one white sorceress figure.
Oh, okay.
All
That's
right,
dope.
so that's cool. Good, nice pickups, man.
Yeah.
I guess that leaves me. Wait, you got Brian? You got any?
I'll go after you.
Okay, I will start with Hive. I got my Hive Department of Truth 10 or 12, 10. Pretty sure it's 10. But I love this cover. So they had the Hive guys had come on and got it a while ago. And they were doing this cover and Something is Killing the Children 16 together. You could buy them both together. My dumb drunk ass thought he clicked to buy both of them. I was like, 2 books for $35 with awesome covers? Fuck yeah. I clicked it. I bought it, put it in my cart. Fuck yeah. Thanks a lot, Hive guys. I just got a smoking deal for $35. And and then when I got it the other day, I was like, fuck, is there only one book in here for? What the hell? So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have, I said, they're cool, man. Everybody's human, they make mistakes. I'm sure they just, when they were so busy making sure I had the best one out of the bunch, like they like to do for me, they left the something is killing the children to the side. So I was like, well, I'll go back on and make sure I did. So it is for $54. You got both of them.
Oh.
And I was like, oh crap. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, exactly. This is what I did want this cover, but I just thought I thought it was getting both. I mean, I'm not like sad and I'm not, you know what I mean? It was my dumb drunk ass fault. So that's one. And then thanks to our friends at Bird City and Comic Book Women. Shout out to the Comic Book Women. Catch them every Tuesday here on the Flipside channel. They're doing awesome stuff every week that, and so Laura knows I'm a Stray Dogs fan, and I went on and I was just,
oh, you got one finally, huh?
I was originally $1 late, a day late, $1 short. And I was like, oh, I love that It homage that you guys had done. Yes, invite. It was the Da Vinci homage. I was kind of bummed too. So they had done a It homage for Stray Dogs 5. And Laura messaged me and she's like, here, I got it. Here you go. And so, but I've got it right here. I love this.
Wow.
Just a great cover. Anything it is one of those, I was talking earlier, Evil Dead, The Crow, any of those that do homage covers of those, I have to buy them. So when I seen that Bird City was doing this, and then, so if you aren't checking out Comic Book Women, they're doing awesome stuff every Tuesday night. And if you guys aren't checking out Bird City, they come out with some dope exclusives all the time, and this is one of them.
I'm pretty sure that those are all gone too. Like that
they're
sold out.
Sold
out. Have fun trying to find that book.
Yeah, they're all sold out. And I was lucky enough that Laura said, I got maybe like a 9.2 copy for you. It's a little bit damaged. I said, you know what? I don't give a
yeah, I wouldn't.
I just want this cover.
Yeah,
you're hooking me up. You're doing something awesome for me, and I appreciate it. So, I got that one.
Matter of fact, real quick, she hit me up the other day and she said, if you guys got time, mention this. They have a new book, I think, that just got announced. For those of you that are into like horror homages and stuff, I guess this is an homage to the Lost Cabin in the Woods or something. I think.
Woods, yeah.
Yeah. So this is for the Me You Love in the Dark, issue number 1. So. If you guys are into that, go check it out.
So my last pickup, now that we got 80 people in here, is a lot of you guys are regulars every week, and Ish was he had a con that they were a part of, and he said, hey, there's this new grading company up called EGS, and we were talking about it. And I said, let's send some books out, and you awesome people from our listening pool. We sent out an Ice Cream Man, Hive, and we sent out Unicorn. Well, they're back from EGS. I'm going to tell you right now that Tony from EGS is the communication is above and beyond. I loved it. Like, I'm so neurotic when it comes to shipping out books and sending books away and stuff. I'm super neurotic about it. And I email him, and, I'll email him in the afternoon. By the morning, he's got a response. The communication with him is awesome.
Well, and it did not take long, because I watched part of that show when you guys were doing that. What was that? 4 weeks?
It was, yeah. So it was almost 21 days to a T.
21 business days.
21 business days to a
That's
T.
fast.
It was so they got them graded, and before I show these off, and that's what they said it was. But before I show them off, Hartman Sports Cards sent me something cool as shit. He sent it to my Instagram, to the Modern Comic Mayhem Instagram, which I'm in charge of. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up, Brian, real quick.
Is it the K2?
Yeah, bring up the K2. So he sent this to me. Unicorn. I got that. That was a nice little. I woke up to that one morning, and that was pretty awesome. But I'll say it right now, it was in this nice box within a priority mailer, but it's this nice box.
Hartman's
Well,
great,
bubble
man.
wrapped. It's got fingerprintless bubble wrap.
Fingerprintless bubble wrap.
Isn't that crazy?
Nice.
Yeah, what's that?
So it looks like we've got a
This is some crazy ASMR going on. Got to get that.
It looks like we got a dull
Pop some of
razor.
the bubbles for us, please.
Yeah, let's get that right up against the mic. Pop, pop, pop.
All right,
We'll start a
so-
new meta on YouTube.
Jeez, I could have opened
got-
a spawn box by now.
Okay, we'll start with, and if everybody remembers, live on the show, we did the labels. We all chipped in. Let me fix my hair. We all chipped in and picked out what color we wanted the labels. We thought everything was cool, so we picked green. So this is what it is.
Nice.
It came back in 9/8.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
And on the back, it's got a
I got it.
certificate of authenticity. It says, Ice Cream Man 24 on this date of 7/1/21 received a grade of 9.8, taking in effect the defect found. And it says there's a scuff, corner scuff top.
So that
and
serves as
bottom
the
left
grader's
corner.
notes.
And that serves, yeah.
That is cool. They send you the grader notes with each one. Wow.
It looks like,
Do you get that for free? The grader's notes?
yeah, it's part of it.
Wow.
So it looks like, and this is service number, a shitload of zeros, 1470.
Can you hold it back and so I can see
Well,
like the
that's
whole
the
thing and to the side?
1,470th slab they
It's upside down. There you go.
ever made.
No, I mean like the whole slab. I want to see what the whole thing looks like. Okay, there we go.
So I like that it's different and it's green.
Huh.
Man, you should have for that cover. You should have went with like a custom pink and blue label.
I let everybody decide for me. I didn't have a lot of input in it.
That is cool though. How does it feel? How do the slabs feel?
It's
It's really thin, huh?
it's really thin, and there's these tabs up here, and at the bottom here, there's actually a security
Seal.
seal.
Huh.
So I guess it's like at Quick Trip when you try to break in to put a scanner thing in there, it probably does the void. And it looks like it doesn't have Newton rings, but you can see where the plastic on plastic is, but you don't quite get a Newton ring. So that's kind of cool. So it's
interesting. That's a nice looking copy though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't like
9.8.
that label either. That label's kind of neat.
it's kind of good. So but in the
Yeah,
other
actually,
one we did,
I want to see what the label design is. I didn't. The green. I was just looking at the green. The label. Ooh, nice, man. You should have done that on the other one. Look how beautiful that label is.
Yeah.
Well, the other one we did was Unicorn, and that's why I had to give a shout out to Hartman because he sent me that the other day. But yeah, Unicorn 1, and this is book 1469, and
So those tabs on top, are they in the slab or do they stick up? They look like they stick up now.
they stick up.
They stick out a little, yeah.
It's on top.
Yeah.
And this is book 1469.
Why do the tabs stick up?
Yeah, I don't. Well, that's
look like
interesting.
hinges.
the
They're like
tab.
it's like the
hinge.
hinge.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's instead of like having the things like everywhere else, and I think that's what the security tab at the bottom is for.
I see.
Because it comes and it clicks in, and then they put that in as like the security feature.
Sure.
But this
Isn't it
one
kind of the
says-
security feature? Doesn't it wrap around the whole rim, kind of?
Correct. It goes all the way. It goes like this, or then like this, all the way. So it looks like.
Is it the same height, or as like a CBCS or a CGC?
Yeah, it looks the same. It looks
With
the same
the
except for
tabs
these
or
4
without?
tabs. No, I think the 4 tabs make
Are
it just a
taller.
little bit bigger. Yeah, but
Okay.
so this one says certificate unicorn number 1. As everybody has seen on the show, I manhandled this fucking book. So, but this is 1469, and it says indentations front and back. Which I'm not going to be that, as I almost started to be that asshole that looks at the light at the book, so I'm not going to.
You
But
did
I-
manhandle
I-
that thing pretty good. And you got
Marco-
a 9.6?
In
9.4.
9.4, Narco gives
9.4.
you so much shit for the way I manhandled it. So, and it's kind of cool, the certificate of what I really like this, actually, the certificate. So that you just know, you don't have to go online and look, you just have it right there. So, and I've talked to Tony. I have talked to Tony. He's going to come on next week, and he's going to talk to us about EGS. So if you guys are interested in EGS and their grading and everything, we are going to have a sit down with Tony, Tony from EGS, and he is going to talk to about it. But
I'll be right back, guys. Got to
Yeah.
roll up my windows.
I tip my hat, man, because I
The
really
rain's coming down.
I really do like the turnaround is hands down. That's what I like, because as you see,
Yeah, that
everybody-
was
There's a
cool.
comment from CDP about they changed the slab design. CDP was actually with me at the con when we first looked at these, and I think these are the exact same. I don't think they changed.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the only thing that I'm really a little leery about is that hinge sticking up.
Well,
It-
I mean, it's
Kind of
just
goofy.
You just got to live with it.
you know what? I'm sure this is what he's got right now, and as he grows and he gets bigger and more
Sure.
people send to him, I'm sure eventually that he'll probably come out with his own cuts. I do like this thinner case.
So I guess if you're going to buy one of these books, I mean, you want to make sure that seal on the bottom is there and not cut, not sliced, not.
I mean,
you're
I don't
going to
want to peel it
want.
up, but it says security seal, do not remove. And you know, if you're told to do something, is not what you do. You just don't do it.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying
it's
is,
like the tag on your bed.
it's
If
pretty
you don't
secure.
remove it.
but what they have that there for is so that, say I buy your 9.4, but I have an 8.2, and I want to pull that tab and then slide my 8.2 in there and take your 9.4 and have it regraded.
Yeah, that's what they call the old
That's why that-
switcheroo.
Yeah,
I mean,
So you mean
that's why.
PTX?
I assume if you peel it up, it says void.
That's why I think that sticker is so key, in that if you're shopping online or something, I think you're going to definitely want to specify a picture of that sticker and make sure it wasn't removed or peeled or anything like that. That's the only thing that makes me leery. Is
Well, would that apply to any slab then? You want to make sure it hasn't
it
been
does.
tampered with?
It definitely does, but that's why CGC and some of those have the inner tabs, and you can see if they're broke or not, because once you pop them apart, it breaks those click tabs that lock in, or it's supposed to. In theory,
Actually, one of the ones I witnessed being cracked open today, I'm pretty sure that those corner tabs did not break. So I kind of looked at them.
really, man, that's scary. But that's one of the
But
biggest.
there's no way you'd be able to piece it back together and look totally legit, though.
Isn't that one of the things that really makes our hobby of collecting and buying slabbed books? I mean, isn't that one of the biggest scares, or one of the biggest?
The integrity of the grading is absolutely crucial, for sure.
And I can deal with the ballpark of you know, how companies grade, and yeah, a little harsher, a little less harsher, within reason. No big deal. I get it. Just because I want a 9.8 on everything, it doesn't mean all the books I own are 9.8. That's just, you know, I get it. I get that 100%. I also get that, you know, I need to up my knowledge of how I grade before I send it in. And if they send me an 8.5 and I thought it was maybe a 9 or a 9.2, I get it. They're trained. They're the have graders, better eyes than I do. Yeah, they're the graders.
Well, Chad, maybe, or Solo, maybe what you ought to do is take those beer goggles off. Well, look at the book. Look at the book in the light of day instead of late at night at the club. You know, it looks a lot better with a few drinks in you.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. There's you know, strippers on the stage and the money's raining, and then you're looking at your books, you're trying to grade it. You got to multitask. I'm a busy man. I don't have all day to just, you know, hang out.
That's right.
How many rock number ones does it take to tip a stripper?
Half a cover.
Yeah, she knows the value.
You tear half a cover off, and
where are you finding these strippers?
That G-string, and
those Maricopa strippers, man, they know what they're looking at. That's the deal.
Yeah, that's high quality embossing.
There.
Yeah, that's high quality embossing right there. We lost Kyle. He lost power there, Brian.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish he could have stayed up on there because he was frozen in a great. He was like, it was perfect. I wish we could have held that a little longer, but
yeah,
we were just talking about slabs and well, actually, we were talking about truck number ones to strip, you know, tip strippers, but we were talking about slabs and the integrity of breaking them apart and switching books out, and that whole sticker on the bottom of the new company that he had just got, and what if you were shopping online and you saw it was from that company, you want to make sure that sticker's there and intact, and you don't see any heat gun marks on the slab. You don't see any, you know, goo from the sticker being peeled and moved or slightly cut, where a less honest person may have cut it and opened it and put something in there and pulled one out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Hold on, I got to do one thing real quick. I might be a little medicated for Kyle to be bouncing, but we'll get through it.
You're all good. We'll be all right.
I got a thunder. Right now I'm more worried about the thunderstorm right now and my cannabis delivery not showing up. So we got bigger issues than, you know, Kyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kyle's out of power.
I might not get my delivery. You know what I mean? Yeah, Kyle. Sorry, I lost power. All right, here we go. Let's talk a little bit about Loki. Let's get into some Loki talk. All right, so
let's talk about it low key.
I
loved it. Haha. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Does that one work with the strippers?
Yeah. And with that, now I gotta go check my windows.
It's a cheesy joke, y'all. Don't get any cheddar than this. All right.
Well, I think this is by far, without a doubt, the best episode yet, right? I mean, like, penultimate episode for the season. Really, really good stuff. I think that Richard E. Grant completely stole it. He was the best part about it, in my opinion. At least until the end he wasn't, but right when the end happened, it was like, oh man, he's badass. Anyways, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great time. I still am really confused as to why they're still holding back the mystery as to who the big bad is going to end up being, unless, you know, if it were going to be Kang, they would have had to say something before now.
Yeah,
they had to have said something before now.
Because, I don't know.
Casual watchers aren't going to understand. Do you remember when they redid all those Star Trek movies and they had Benedict Cumberbatch come in as Khan, and he has his introduction into this in where he reveals his identity. You know, I am Khan, and he has this big dramatic reveal. why would anybody in that story care that his name was actually Khan? Nobody would care.
Thank you.
Right. So
Thank you.
so it's like when people who are not comics readers but are fans of the MCU are going to hear the name Kang, it's not going to mean anything to them. They're going to be like, oh, okay, well, who's Kang?
Who's that?
Or Immortus or any other iteration of Kang, they're still going to be scratching their heads like, why did you wait? Like, am I supposed to know something? Was this something that was dropped in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I missed? I don't understand the reference, and they're going to be scratching their heads. So unless it's somebody who's already been introduced as the big bad, like Ravonna Renslayer or Mobius or Loki or Sylvie or another version of them, I think most people, if not that, if it's a new character, brand new character introduced in the last episode, I think most people are going to be scratching their heads going, well, why? But why?
What if you brought up, if it's not the Ramona Renslayer, what if let's throw this out there, Ramona is the big bad, necessarily, the big bad, and that she's been doing this, and the whole time she's been doing it is to try and find her love of her, of Eon's Kang, right? And or something like that. And then, I mean, this is really going out there, but I think that we could also get a part of it where Kang shows up or something along those lines to help the Lokis, you know what I mean? And so he can figure out how to get somewhere. I don't see that being, because I don't see why Kang can't be a kind of like Thanos was a bad guy, but he was doing it for good intentions. Does that make sense?
Sure.
That type of thing. So I think Marvel loves doing that. So I could see them. That's really saying a lot. I'm just spitballing here, but I still think that we're gonna at least get a Kang like teaser trailer where Kang shows up, or they mention, you know what I mean? I think we're gonna get that. But here's something interesting along the Kang aspect. And I found something, well, not along necessarily the Kang aspect, but at the end we saw them going and seeing this big castle, right?
Yeah.
This is the only part that kind of pissed me off. I was kind of like, this is kind of like, why end on this? I mean, I felt like there should have been a bigger cliffhanger than just them killing the Alioth and then seeing is this the opening to a different time stream? Is that what we're getting? Is that what you guys think?
I mean, it looks like an isolated place that they were calling it the place beyond the void, right?
Yeah.
The time beyond the void.
Yep.
And so that's what they were trying to get to.
Like this right here, right? And this is very interesting. I'll give it all the love to these guys. New Rock Stars is where I saw it and found it. This was so one of the things that they do over there, I guess, is they do a thing where they make sure to see all the shots in a trailer, and then they mark off the shots as you go along. So there's certain shots that we saw in trailers or in next episode things that haven't shown up yet.
Right.
And so I was watching their video on that, all trailer shots remaining for episode 5 and 6. And they talked about this. And this is very interesting to me because if you look right here, this is the original shot that was in the opening scene, I guess, that this is from. Mm-hmm. And that we haven't seen, or this is from something early on. And you could see something here. Like, that doesn't look like anything right now. But they just updated it June 28th for that little yellow thing right there. And you can see right there, tell me that isn't the castle, right? I
think you're right.
If you look at it, let me bring up the castle again here. Let's find that. I just need this. There we go. That castle. That's got to be that place, right?
Looks a lot like it.
So here's my thing. I think that it's going to be two things. I think most likely, and I hate to say this because I think this will be the dumbest thing. Invite to Raid has talked about it. Patrick has talked about it. A couple of people have talked about it, but we still haven't seen this shot. All right. Let me find it. Hold on here. There's a shot that we still haven't seen. if I can find it. I might be an idiot and might have gotten rid of it. But it is basically where Loki is walking. He's walking away from a throne, right? I can't find it. Nope, can't find it. He's walking away from a throne, and they show the whole throne room, and then they show him up close. You know, oh, here it is, right here. Here it is, perfect. Open image, new tab. There we go.
Yep.
So this right here, we still haven't seen this, right? There's
Right.
Kyle. There you go, Kyle. Kyle's in.
I'm on my phone.
Oh yeah, you sound like shit too. No, I'm just joking, bro.
I'm about to transfer over to my sister's house, so I'm just waiting for her to pick me up. I figured I'd hop on and say what's up. Yeah, I lost power. Sorry, guys.
All right, brother. We'll see you over there, man.
Yep, I'll be hopping on in a few minutes.
Okay.
Earlier.
All right. So so we haven't seen this yet, and the thing that I really hope that it's not going to be is that it's another Loki. I know they always say Kang, you know, it's always another Loki. It's always another Loki. It's always another Loki. And if that's the case, that's going to suck. But I think that is probably the most probable right now, right?
King Fisk.
Yeah, I would say there's this kind of running theme through all of the Loki appearances in the Thor movies and in the Avengers movies that he's his own worst enemy. And it may be the case that they're going for a literal interpretation of that in this series. I can't think of anybody else. You know, story-wise, you can't just introduce the big bad. That's, you know, Deus Ex Machina, but in reverse. In the last episode and have it really satisfy. I mean, if they had given us kind of an understanding of who Kang was in like a prologue or in episode 1, that would be a different story. But we don't know who Kang is at this time, right? He hasn't been introduced in any other Marvel productions. So now we're left to a world without Kang. We've got lots of Easter eggs, lots of hints at him, and I think. What you said about him being teased, I think that's absolutely going to happen. I think they're going to give us like a post-credit scene in the last episode saying, yeah, this is Ravonna, and she's escaped the TVA, and now she's enlisted the help of Kang to help bring the sacred timeline back under control or something like that. But at this point, like who else could it be besides Loki or Ravonna? I think those are the two top contenders as far as big bads. And in order for Ravonna to be the big bad, like they showed her as kind of a grunt earlier in the series. So how did she go from grunt to the lady behind the curtain, right? That's the big question.
Yeah.
When you're Kang's
But-
girlfriend.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. Why use her and use that name? They could have just chosen her as any character. Why use that name? That's the thing to me. Like you just can't use that name and whatever. And the other thing is I'm stoked that we saw Mobius come back, and it's not just a place where Loki's going to die, unless Mobius is a Loki variant somehow, right?
Yeah, he could be the Kerchow variant.
What is that?
That's his Lightning McQueen or Lightning McQueen from Cars. That's what he
Oh
has.
yeah.
I thought it was cool the way he came in riding in, that big pizza on a spring, flapping back and forth.
I
It
am
was just-
speed.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
The
Can I make
Crazy
two
thing-
points?
yeah.
One was earlier you were talking about that Kang's an unknown to kind of general audiences. Well, wouldn't that apply to Thanos also? Because the same general audience doesn't know.
You
Kang
got it.
had no idea who Thanos was.
You're
Yes,
100%
And you can
right.
say that
Andrew.
almost all the Marvel characters GA never heard of.
Guess who's got a contract supposedly to be in 5 live action projects?
And
for
I was
Marvel?
just going to say my other point was Kang is definitely confirmed. They've confirmed the casting. They've confirmed, I think you said 5 contractual appearances. He's going to be the main bad in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. That's been confirmed also. So I don't think this is a Mephisto. As great as Kang Fisto sounds, I think this is a very legitimate chance Kang is definitely involved in this because
Well, and also if you
the
remember
news
that
is
whole
out that he is coming.
that whole limbo place is a Kang. That's a Kang vehicle. That is Kang in the comics, right? So they just use too many
You
things.
speculated that it might be in the quantum realm too, correct?
Yeah, it could. Well, yeah, it definitely could be in. I think it definitely is in there because
Which
if you
might
remember
be
in Ant-Man
outside of the
2,
time stream.
yes, well, Limbo is outside of the time stream, right? And then when they show his
Okay,
Chronopolis, his city of Chronopolis, it looks like that's the city in Quantumania. There's just too many little Easter eggs, and if there isn't one, I'm gonna be super pissed. I'm gonna be like, maybe I don't trust Kevin Feige that much anymore. I mean, I trust him a lot, but like not 100% now, 99%. Anyways, I thought it was really good. Anybody not like it? Has anybody seen this and not liked it so far?
I mean, I've been kind of
I didn't see it.
reserving judgment until the end. Like, I want to see how they stick the landing before I say it's good or bad. But it's been fun. It's been pretty good, I'd say. But again, it all depends on how they stick that landing. And if I've seen series of movies where the last entry just totally bombs, and it makes me hate the other entries in that series.
Game of Thrones, fucking men.
Yeah. So
endings matter, bro. Endings
they
matter.
Do. Exactly.
Dude, I love the
Donny
Thanos
Cates
copter there.
syndrome.
Donny Cates syndrome, yep.
Yeah. But I mean, I would like a whole episode just on how Thanos copter got there. Just how they got Thanos copter there.
Well, Thanos' ship.
Do you want them?
Big ship is in the background in one of the scenes too.
Do you want them just to spend an episode fixing up the Thanos copter and flirting with each other's sister a little bit?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I had to fast forward that shit.
The what?
The flirting. Them two flirting. It just felt too
the fuck does that
incestual.
does Loki need a blanket for?
Yeah, and the
Where
other
is
thing,
he born? The dude does not need a blanket.
Yeah. He's a frost giant.
Let's talk about the Easter eggs though, because they hit it out the park with those Easter eggs. We already talked about Thanos copter. Seeing Throg has put that book up, and that book is flying right now. So it was really cool, the Easter eggs. Is there any Easter eggs that you guys saw that maybe people didn't recognize right away?
The statue with the hood, like the two faces in the hood or the three faces in the hood. What was that? That's the
Living Tribunal.
Living Tribunal. Yeah. I was like, I've seen that somewhere. What is that? Yeah.
Yep.
I was stoked when I saw the Loki for President Loki. From that cover. I was like, I thought that was a nice little add into it.
It was huge, man. It was that
because it's such a cool cover.
Yeah, that is the perfect role for Tom Hiddleston to play, as that character, right?
Yeah.
That specifically the Loki for President character, like he knocked it out of the park. Yeah. And the part where he was like walking through them and like shimmying to the side and like oop, I thought that was really cool. What else did we see? We saw
Patrick's just naming them off now. The Yellow Jacket helmet.
Yeah, Patrick's
crashed helicarrier.
Helicarrier.
Yeah, I didn't see the Yellow Jacket helmet. That's interesting.
It was kind of down and
Yellow
left.
Jacket's coming back too.
Yeah,
so
down and left from the Living Tribunal.
I did not notice that that had the
helicarrier.
Sorry, Justin.
It had the Hydra logo.
I think we're fighting over that. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, there's a ton in there. You can go back and slow play watch that, and there's just.
I got a good one.
I think what everybody loves is being able to slow play and just pick out that little stuff.
So that big scene where they were going after Eliath and they had to wait for it, and they showed where the stuff got dropped, and they showed that big battleship being dropped. That was the USS Eldridge, which was the ship from the Philadelphia experiment, the famed Philadelphia experiment. So I thought that was really cool.
Avengers Tower was in there.
There was a lot of cool stuff, man. It was really good. The Elias book too is selling. That's funny.
Did you think it was a stretch though when they joined hands to enchant the fucking cloud?
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy. I'll admit that was kind of cheesy, but
Hey, it worked for the Guardians.
yeah,
It did, right? It did work for the Guardians.
Corbin, you look scared there for a second.
Oh, I have the window on my back and I'm hearing a gush of wind. It's getting crazy back there. So I'm just.
Yeah.
It's crazy at my house. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I said, I lost power because of it.
Sheesh.
If there's a
power back on?
beardless solo Wookiee out there version of me, that like she's got to be hot, and I will hold her hand and
She probably has a better beard than you do.
She might, and that would even be better.
She'll
Like,
let Rob Liefeld sign the boobies too.
She lets all the beards grow.
Yeah, I'm in. I love her already.
All the beards grow.
And if she's got the silver shine like mine, oh man, I'm smitten.
2 silver foxes.
You're smitten with this imaginary version of yourself.
It'd be funny if like
it's
Solo Wookiee's like significant other walks in and looks just like Solo Wookiee.
Her beard's just shorter. That's all.
Yeah. It's not silver. Like that's what he really wants is the silver beard.
Yeah.
And like she has a brown beard and he's like, man, I really need one with a silver beard.
Yeah, sorry, we can't hang.
Lady Solo's lady beard. Oh my god.
It's like on Lord of the Rings when he's riding on the back of the horse and Gimli's talking about the female dwarves. And the king turns around and he goes, yeah, they have bigger beards.
Yeah. So before we get into some anime stuff, we got some anime stuff we're going to talk about too coming up. I want to talk a little bit about, I mean, we've talked about go ahead, Kyle, what's up?
Oh, I was just gonna, before we got in anime stuff, I kind of wanted to cover the Stray Dog stuff.
That's exactly, yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That's where I was going. Yeah. Do you have a link for all the new FOC books?
Here, I've got
I can find them. I think.
No, I got it already. I made a
Okay.
slide for it.
Awesome. All right, let me pull up my.
Yeah, stream. Add. Okay. So here we go. Final FOC is 7-2 for all of the Stray Dogs. So I think what it is you're getting is, it says right here, Stray Dogs #1 is a 5th print. You're getting so you're getting the cover A and the cover B 5th print, Stray Dogs #1. 4th printing of #2, a 4th printing of which. Congrats to Tony and Trish for all this.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Stray Dogs #4 is going to 4th printing. Stray Dogs 5 is going to a 2nd printing, and then the incentive to that is there's a 1 in 10, which is this awesome
Gorgeous.
fucking the Crow cover.
Well, let's talk about that Crow cover a little bit because when I first saw it, I saw it about this size on my phone, and doesn't that look like a cat at first when you first see it?
Totally does.
a little bit.
It does. And then when it said "Beware of dogs," I was like, "Oh, that's like some talk about a new cat or something." And then when I saw it big, you could tell it looks more like a dog. But
It's this dog right here.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not that dog, is it? Is it that dog? Doesn't look like it.
No, it's not that dog. No.
Yeah. So I thought that was a cat, man. But anyways, one of the can I give away some free cornbread, Kyle? I got to give away some free cornbread.
Give it away.
All right. So for those of you that haven't purchased this, I got sent. Shout out to Manny, the comic collector, one of the solid guys in the speculation game. Follow him on IG. He shared something really interesting with me that I definitely took advantage of. This is really cool. $45. You get all of them. You get Stray Dogs #1, the 5th printing cover A. You get Stray Dogs #1, the 5th printing cover B blank. You get Stray Dogs #1. #2, the 4th printing, Stray Dogs #1, #3, the 4th printing, Stray Dogs #4, the 4th printing, 5 Stray Dogs #5, 2nd printing A's, and 1 of the 2nd printing cover B copy incentive, 10 copy incentive.
So it's everything that's got the FOC cut off of the 12th.
Yep.
It's a bundle.
you get all of them for $45, and that is absolutely amazing to me. So I've never dealt with these guys before. I've never heard of them, the Comic Corner, but man, what a great deal. What a killer deal.
Justin in the chat is asking, what is Stray Dogs about? You can go back and listen to like a bunch of our we had Tony and Trish on talking about what it's about. Is the guy's a serial killer, and what he does is he kills women, he takes their dog, and then he buries the women underneath the house, the deck of the house. And he keeps
spoiler alert.
And that's what it's about. And he keeps the dogs kind of as one of his trophies, and it's everything that's from the dog's perspective.
Yeah,
so
really
good.
good.
It's a really great read. It's a lot of fun. We had Tony on like 5 times. Every issue came out, we had Tony come on and talk about it. It's a really fun read. I think it's been optioned for something, and it's something that's been written, and I don't know if it's on a shelf. I don't know if it's coming out, but it's a great read. It's
Paramount, if I remember correctly, already bought the option, but they don't, like you said, they don't know what they're going to do.
I think they've shelved it. I think they've put it on hold, whatever. Yeah. It's on that thing where they've got X amount of days to do something with it, and if they don't, then I think Tony can take it and do something.
And Tony and Trish, man, what a duo! That team right there, they knock it out of the park with this. And they're such good people. Just talking with them and interacting with them, they're amazing. They're just awesome.
One of the crazy things is that I think even Ish has said it on here that, this is the hottest book in the planet, like the hottest title in the planet when it comes to like our world, like the speculation, collecting, reading, where we all mesh. But a lot of comic stores aren't selling out of these books. Ish, you said that you had a couple on the shelf that of the first printing that didn't sell out, right? Which blows me away. Are you selling many of these books to new readers at all?
Actually, we did recently get 2 more copies, and they sold quite fast.
Nice.
And then the books we were just looking at, we definitely placed orders for those.
Nice.
There has been an uptick, and I don't know if it's viewers of the show, but after and
I think it's just word of mouth.
Like,
it's just
something is killing the children. It's deafening silence, and then there's an uptick, and then it picks up.
Yeah. Have people come in and asked you to order copies just to get the incentives?
Someone today just did, yeah.
What would be the incentive for that?
And his name is Kyle.
I hold on one quick.
I did see a statistic that Stray Dogs was the 40 ranked as far as pulled books, was ranked 44th.
Out of the gate, this was a great read. And I know that they've cut off everything, which means what's cool is they're going to come out with the trade.
Yeah.
So if you haven't read it yet, they're going to be coming out with the trade. So it's going to be a great time to buy it.
Well,
but buy up those, buy up those last few.
Yeah. I also, want to mention, I brought up that site for that sale. The reason why I ask Ish is because I also want to say, if your local comic shop are selling these books, definitely get them at your local comic shop too. Like if you can get deals like this at your local comic shop, go do it. It sounds like that is something that is definitely worth it. If you look at some of the
incentive variances, if people come in to get the cover A's.
So I want to talk about the incentives a little bit. Incentives seem to be something that eludes me, and it seems it's like it's so hard for me to get, and it's not like so. Okay, so to anybody out there that isn't sure what it is that Crow cover is a 1 in 10. So for every 10 books that Ish or any comic book store orders, you get 1 cover of that Crow cover, right?
You have the option to buy. You don't just get it for free. You have the option to buy one.
No, you have
Are
to
you
buy
sure
one.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
for every 10, you have the option to buy an 11th. That's the different
So
cover.
if I order 10 cover A's, I can order one per 10 incentive variant.
And they charge you for it.
One.
Yes.
Correct.
So
nothing
see if
is
I came,
ever for free.
if I came to you and I was like, I really want that 1 in 10. I know you have to buy 10, but I don't want 10 copies of the fifth printing. I just want one. So I just want one number 5 second print, but I also want that 1 in 10 incentive cover. Can I just buy can you order 10 and I can just buy that cover to cover the other 10 and you can keep the other 10 and do whatever you want with them? Or do I have to come to you and say, you got to buy 10 books?
Depends on the store.
Yeah, I mean, you could either, do something like, you buy 10, you get that 1 for 10. I think at cover price at that point, it's pretty fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had scenarios where, like, you know what, if we sell out of what we have on the rack and you're still sitting on your 10 cover A's because maybe you didn't flip them on eBay or whatever the reason, we'll buy them back from you as we sell out.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So it's like we could
really
trade.
cool.
We can trade the inventory and you get your 1 for 10. Or you pay, like you said, I think you'd say, $40, $45 for that one. And that would come
because
all the extras the store had to win. Plus the store has those books to put out on the rack. So that's kind of more of a.
And some stores some stores sell their incentive variants for more than the cost of the book, the cover price of the book.
Correct.
So maybe that's all, they say, for example, you say, hey, I'll just buy that or I'll sell that incentive variant for $40. And that pays for the cost of buying the other 10, that type of thing. Right. So,
and you still have those 10 books to put out and sell also.
Yes. Or people have ordered. The question is, I remember back in the day that it was, I forget where it was. It might have been like DCBS when DCBS first started. You could literally just order the variants. I mean, you're not paying cover price. You're paying a little bit extra, but you could just order the variants, right? And a lot of stores would just sell you variants like that. I know now a lot of people, because you're getting a lot of like home retailers, they're saying, well, in order to get that book, you got to buy 10 of the other ones. It's weird. You got to know who you're buying your books from. And how they're doing it.
Like I totally understand that
easily orders 1,000 of a title, and they get all those variants.
Yep.
Like I totally understand that you have to buy technically, I guess, 11 books to get it. I mean, like I don't mind. I don't want 10 copies of it. I want my 1 copy of the. You know what I mean? Like, here, let me share my screen because we'll see what this is going for on eBay right now.
And part of it is. So, but one of the things that is kind of cool, sometimes they'll do like, okay, so let's say that this Crow is a 1 in 25 variant, okay? But they'll let you split up your 25 count between cover A, B, and C. So if you order, 5 of A and 10 of B and 10 of C, now you've made your 25 and you can order 1 of that variant. So sometimes it's not just necessarily that you're getting stuck with and it's most often that way, but you're not just getting stuck with the A cover 10 of them to get that 1 in 10. But you can sometimes get an A and B and have 5 and 5 of each to get that 1 variant.
But I think with this Stray Dogs, you have to buy only issue 5 second print, right? Either the second print or the blank. Only the cover A?
Yeah. So let's say 5 people come to me and those 5 people say, I want that Crow cover. Mm-hmm. I got to order 50 cover A's. So I have to be confident that I would sell all 50 copies.
Yeah, but if you're charging...
And that really, again, depends on the size of the store. Midtown Comics easily will sell those.
But if you technically sold the 1 cover for the price of the 10... I know it sucks having a bunch of backstock, but do you really like with as hot as Stray Dogs?
I'm just saying that's 1 though. That's just if 1 person wants that, it's 10. That's what I'm saying. Just 5, and you've multiplied it, and now.
But then 50. you're stuck with 50. But they've already paid for them.
Yeah.
And like you get it at 50% off, and then they're paying full price for 10 of them. Yeah. They're all 50 of those are paid for by just selling the 5 comics.
Right. Here's the major problem in a comic book shop is holding that back inventory, and it's not really a money loss, but you're not
or the
gaining a bunch either. So you have two choices. You wait 60, 90 days, you put them in your, lower, you mark them down and push them out, or you use it as a write-off and you send it to the guys at the Flipside channel and say, hey, I lost this much money on these books because I just donated all of these, to the Flipside guys or whatever, and use that as a write-off. Or, I mean, there's ways that you wait and you hold that inventory, you rent a storage unit, whatever, if you can. And then you have a big giant tent sale. So come Free Comic Book Day, you take all that back stock, you mark it down to $3 covers, and you put it out under that tent sale. And then people who never leave the house and have kids on their lawn and yell at them, like me, go out and they're like, oh my gosh, look at all these books, because I was waiting to find all these. And then they dig through there and I pull them out at $3 a book. The hardest part's sitting on them for that long for, comic shops.
We're actually leaving out one very important element, and that's counting on someone coming into the store and willing to drop $40 on a 1 per 10.
Yes.
This cover in
so
general.
Is a shop willing to make that investment with the expectation? Is someone going to come in and put $40 down on a 1 per 10?
I said, hey,
it can get dicey.
I will give you $40 plus I'll buy one issue of the second print number 5, and I'll pay $40 for the 1 in 10, and then I'll buy at cover price number 5 second printing. Would that be like a good deal for the comic shop?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, it would. Absolutely.
Yeah. You just sold me.
Absolutely.
Make it so, number one.
And you can order that.
We can't expect that to happen every time, though. Not everyone is not as
no.
Awesome
but if
as
somebody
Kyle.
comes to you, and says, "Hey, I want this book," and it's not FOC yet, can you order this for me?
Then we work with them to get their comic.
Yeah,
that's my kind of comic book shop.
Amen.
I wish more comic book shops were like that.
But I've seen great like 1 per 25s that sold crazy on eBay and were amazing artwork, and they just kind of sat on a rack because it was $25.
Mm-hmm. And Miguel H also brings up a great point: is that you got to make the hobby pay for itself. That's what Flipside, the channel, got started for in the whole beginning. Is we buy and sell books to buy more books. To buy more cool stuff. So, and if we're doing it, I kind of feel like any shop can do that too, right? Any
retail
shop
works like that. It's week to week. We have to sell the books to be able to buy next week's books.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so would it be one thing to
especially
say,
shops are on a COD basis, cash on delivery? When those boxes come, you better have that money to hand the UPS guy.
So it would be kind of like if one of your customers is like an incentive variant kind of guy, like Will, for example. He's a Spider-Man dude. If you could say, hey Will, we've got this 1 in 10, $40, and you could ask someone
if it's a Bagley, you'll think about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying he would. I'm just saying like I'm one of those customers where I have a lot of different covers that I like, and I have a lot of certain artists that I like, and I have a hard time getting them sometimes because those incentives, I don't get them because, hey, I don't mind paying the price for it, but like, I don't want to subscribe the book and I don't want to buy 10, but I do want that cover and I'm willing to pay for that cover.
So let me try and flip that. If you want that cover and you're able to do that cover at 40 or 44 or whatever, why would you not want the other 10 books?
Why would I want 10 books?
Because then you can go home and sell them. Why would you want the shop to
eBay,
hold those 10 books?
Because they have a better chance of selling them than I do. I don't really sell books. I buy books for my personal collection.
So I love Stray Dogs. At it as you're getting that incentive variant for $45, and that's that.
And your books are paid for, so as they trickle out, you're making money on each book because all those books are paid for. They've technically been bought, right? They've
For
been
the
bought.
retailer, that's
Sort of.
kind of the best case scenario.
What do you mean, sort of?
Is-
Because if it takes 10 and you paid
40.
for $10, if you paid for 10 books for that one, you paid for those 10 books already. You paid them. They made their money off those 10 books. They are actually they're above because they pay comic book store owners. They get 50% off the books already. They get 50% off. So say Stray Dogs, you're getting them for $2 a book. I just paid full price
40.
for 10 books. I paid
Yeah.
$4 for 10
Right.
books. So I paid for all of those. You guys are at zero with them. So every one that you sell, you make money off of. Because I technically bought all 10. I just didn't want all 10.
Right.
Correct.
But
Right.
now the store has put out that money for all 10 plus that variant. Even though that variant's still only costing them whatever.
Make
the
it
price is,
45
say
then.
$4.
Okay.
So now they have
So-
to sell to
so-
actually compensate for the whole thing. They would still have to make that variant $45 to $50.
So
And
if
a
you
lot of
sell it
people
for, so
won't
if you
come
sell
in
that,
and
Again,
buy
people aren't willing to
45
pay
and
that
50.
much for
Yep,
a variant.
they're not.
so if
They're
you
just
sell
not.
that, say I want to stray, okay, then I'll give you 45 for it. So then I paid for the variant and I paid for all 10, but I don't want 10 books. But now you've broke even on those books. Actually, you've made money because you get them for 50% off. You're selling to me at cover. So you've actually made all your money on the books.
Sure. That's
You've
a
made it.
best case scenario for the retailer, and you get the book you want.
Yeah.
So
That's
it
if you're
works.
willing to pay that price.
So like this Crow cover, I am willing to pay that because that's how bad I want that 1 in 10.
That's your fandom, though.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so
but
I'm
it
not
doesn't
saying you do all
matter.
the time, but if someone comes to you and says, even if you sold it to me, even if you sold that book to me for 40 and you had to pay for that book, you still made money because you only paid $2 a book. You still made money. Right?
I'm starting to get to the point. I totally get what you're saying, Kyle. And if
Retailer
you can
cost
do
is
that
around like
ahead of time,
$1.86.
if you can go in and do it
Yes.
ahead of time, there's a lot of places I think will be more than happy to work with you and be like, oh, absolutely, we'll keep those 10 books and we'll try and resell them and make some
See,
more
that
money.
happened to me
And
today. I don't want the 10 books, but I'm willing to.
Right.
If you're willing to buy those 10 books, I'm willing to pay for it to get that book.
And I think
But I could only have those 10
time
I
and
would-
do that.
It is ahead
And I
of
was
time.
pre-
It's
I was-
pre-FOC, right? Is
Right,
it?
right.
I asked for
But-
I went into my local comic book store today and I asked for it. I said I was just seeing if they had it. Okay. And he said people have already asked for it. I would have to sell you those 10 books plus that book. Well, I don't want 10 copies of that book. I'll pay the price. And JJ's right. Technically you paid $20 for those 10 books.
Mhm.
And I'm willing to give you 40.
Right.
So I'm willing to give you double. So you
Right.
you made money.
Right.
But,
This is
well,
starting
hold
to
on.
sound
You
like
said
high
you
school
said
now.
you
This
said
is
you
what
went
I-
into the
$40
store
for a 1
today.
for 10 is profit.
You said you went into the store today and asked for this book. Did you get the book?
No, they told me that people had already requested it.
What
2
the fuck
people
does that matter?
And 4 people. The only way that they would get it for me is if I bought 10 books and I had to take home all 10 books. I don't want all 10 books though.
Yeah, you just want to pay. Did you say, hey, I'll pay for the one and you don't want to pay cover price for the 1 in 10? You'll pay whatever, you'll pay the extra.
Yeah, I did. And they said, well, the only way we could do it, he said, I don't want that. And it's kind of back to that thing. I don't want the extra inventory.
Yep. But see,
But
where I'm getting at is now I'm starting to look at it different. As of recently, I'm going through all my stuff and getting rid of a bunch of stuff and organizing it to what I'm going to get rid of. And I'm starting to look at it like, if there's an incentive that I want that bad, I think I might start leaning more towards, hey, you know what? I'll take that incentive and those 10 books, especially with something like Stray
Yeah, of
Dogs,
course.
because
Yeah.
you're going to get rid of Stray Dogs all day long. So now,
but it's
But,
it's the
but
fact.
see, with this deal right now that's out there is, and everybody's caught on to Stray Dogs. So like this thing right here, everybody's going to be, a lot of people are buying these type of bundles, this bundle with the 1 in 10. So a lot of people are getting that number 5. And everybody's going to be clamoring to the store to get that already. So I think it's, now that it's on everybody's radar, I think it's going to be harder if I wanted to sell those books, or if I flipped books or I sold books. I think it would be harder for me to sell those. So, like, here's a good example. I bought when the second print of number 1 came out, I tried to give it away on this show. Nobody wanted it. When number 1 second print came out, nobody wanted it. I bet you if I tried to give it away today, it would be a different story.
I must not have been watching because, I was on the show.
You were on the show.
I was ineligible.
But I think what happens
I think in the context
number 5 second. What's up, Ish?
Oh, I was going to say, just in the context of this book in particular, as someone who does have to manage the inventory of a shop, I would, if it was paid for, I would have no problem with managing 10 copies of Stray Dogs.
Exactly. That's what I
Because
would get.
You know that is a book of interest. But if it's something
you're a comic book store owner.
Or the
Here's
Eternals, I do not want to be stuck with stuff like that.
No, but here's the bottom line.
I don't know who gets a 1 in 500 of the Mighty Valkyries. Whoever, that's mind-boggling.
But if a customer said, "Hey, I want that book," you would say, "Hey, well, in order to get you that book, this is what you would have to do, right?" And you would get them that book as a comic book store owner. If your customer asks you to do something, you're going to do everything in your power to make that customer happy. Like at some point, if you're
to not lose money,
and not lose a customer. Like how long do you go to your store and that store owner? It's a constant battle to get the books you're asking for, and then it's just, I've never seen store owners there's so many store owners there that just hate customers. I don't get that. I don't understand how they're still in business. Anyways,
I know we beat that to death. I think it's cool. I will talk to you off air, but technically, what I'm getting at, Ish, is
he wants that book.
I want the book. I'll fucking pay for all 10 books. Just order the goddamn book so I can get that.
Well, what was the offer I made you?
So if Kyle buys 10 watermelons and then he also gets the cantaloupe, it's just a high school math problem at this point, right?
Yeah.
Kyle's the guy with the 10 watermelons.
If he bought the books that filled the gap to the incentive, we would sell the incentive to him also at cover price. And then
when a comic store show due.
And buy back his extras as we sold out of what we had already ordered and intended for the rack.
Great comic store there.
And I thought that was
awesome.
pretty fair.
It is awesome, and I'm totally going to do it. I just wanted to make conversation, and I wanted to bring up a point. I was already going to do that. I'm totally down. Just put me down. If you need me to pay for it in advance, I'll give you the money. I don't care. But
it's a good.
That's what I want to do,
and it's one that I never.
I always wondered. I wouldn't even make you pay in advance because even if you didn't show up, I know they would sell at some point.
Until I started doing some of the ordering at Mr. E. I didn't understand a lot of that ratio and variant and how that worked. And then when I found out, it kind of changed my view a little bit on it.
I've never tried to do FOC, so
more towards
pricing those
variants. 1 in 10, I'll take the 1 and the 10, and I'll try and sell the 10 myself. If I lose money, I lose money.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're spending a lot, if you got a pull, that's the problem. If you got a pull box there, they should do everything they can for a pull box customer.
Absolutely.
Period. My
weekly thing is insane.
Yeah,
my weekly comic book thing is insane. So.
Sounds like you need to change comic book stores, brother.
I agree.
Okay, let me get rid of this. Well, thank you guys. I everybody in the chat. Thank you for letting me endure my rant. I appreciate it. Let's move on to the next.
Wait. Can I make one more point? And there's a comment
can.
here that is: should these ratio variants be priced at the ratio? 10 is $10, 25. I have a hard time pricing these sometimes. Because you go on eBay and you see ridiculous prices, and you're like, "Am I leaving money on the table?" And as a
if
shop,
you're a comic book store owner, in my opinion, if you're a comic book store owner, you do your whatever you can with that variant to make customers happy, and you figure out what works for your comic store. Whether that's selling a variant for the price of those other books, or if you have a customer that has been with you for 5-6 years and says, "Hey, I want all these covers that come out," and that's a variant. You do your best to help your customers, whatever that is. There's many ways to do that, but you should never tell a customer should never walk out of your store not being able to order a book that isn't on FOC, that FOC hasn't already passed. Never.
Right. Agreed.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Ratio
Before
plus
FOC,
$2.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if if you sold it for 25, you would. I get it. You're only making a few bucks, and that's not worth it. I totally get it. Like, I think as a customer
or internet, the storm just hit. Sorry.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a monsoon time. We get it. Like I get making money. I get your business. You've got to make some money. It's making deals isn't. Breaking even or being below doesn't keep the doors open, and I totally get that.
Yep. Do we want to?
But what we talked about ish is what I want to do.
What do we want to get into next, guys?
And I'm so happy because now we finally get Stray Dogs in the shop. And all it takes
like I just if anybody out there
people just start asking
dead
for
cover,
it.
message me and I'd like to buy it. So if any guys out there have the Evil Dead cover, I would like to buy it.
I don't have a top 5, Brian, but I like to see everyone's top 5 movie posters.
All right, let's do it. Hey, no wait, Will, you've got some Spider-Man talk, don't you? Before we get going,
I gotta go. I'll be right back. I gotta go.
Go get
check
your
on
weed,
my
man.
order. Yeah. I'll be right.
You got some Spider-Man talk, don't you, Will?
Yeah. And then I also realized I forgot to share one thing in the pickups today too from the signing. So I've got.
Let me see if I can do this.
Oh, Jerry brought these posters with him.
Yeah, they're 11 by 17 posters.
Look at that
I don't know how to do this.
He's a poster.
Yeah.
There
we go.
There we go.
So this, I wish I would have brought this issue for him to sign, but I didn't. So I just picked it up. It's 121.
I gotta say, Spider-Man looks like he works out.
He's on par with Captain America's ass.
Yeah, well, they gave Black Widow the same treatment in the movie.
I had that book signed by Stan Lee. I wish I would have brought it now.
That's awesome.
Jerry also had a
crack
Suicide Squad poster that he was signing, and I was like, oh, like did he write the movie or something? No, it was Weasel, and he's like, that's a character I created.
Yeah. He also had the cover to 129 was the other poster.
Yeah.
Dude, I really wanted to get my 129 signed, but part of me is like, I got it right here. I know I've showed you guys this before, but any chance I get to show off a 129, I mean, but it was. Let me switch here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. I get to show it up. Part of me, even Itch was like, hey, you got to bring your 129. Part of me was like, do I really want to part with this book for 10 months, 7 months for CGC to grade it? No, I'm too neurotic. I'm going to send it to EGS.
Because that's not neurotic.
Yeah, because I hate being away from my books, like I was saying before. And but okay, Will, I'm going to switch it back to you, and you're going to give us some of
Chad in the chat. They're still talking about the ratios, and Chad came, and that's exactly what we're talking about. The problem is getting a 1 per 50. The shop has to be able to sell 50 cover A's.
No, and I understand that if someone doesn't come in and say, hey, I would like the 1 in 50, and I like some smaller shops, you can't order 50, and I totally understand it. But somebody says, hey, I really want that 1 in 50, I will compensate you. Okay.
There's definitely a way to make it happen. But if it's after FOC and you just go the day of the release, hey, you got the 1 per 50, and they don't carry it because it's, a smaller shop and they couldn't get 50.
I understand too. And I've been guilty of that more than once because I don't pay attention. honestly, the only reason I know that the FOC cutoff is Monday is because I'm friends with Tony Fleece on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, cutoff for these is Monday for FOC," and I was like, "I know what FOC is. I'm gonna do." You know what I mean? So
shops that have like chain shops or multiple locations tend to have more of those ratios because you can order a butt ton of books and you can spread it out amongst your stores. Even if it doesn't sell well at one, it sells better at another location because of that customer clientele. And then you can move those books around, and they usually will have like a.
And I understand, you know, the
1 in 50, maybe even a 1 in 100.
And you know what? Comic collectors are the pickiest people on the planet.
Sure.
We are so picky, and we are so. I don't know. I totally get it. I totally understand. But Will, you've got Spider-Man stuff to talk about. I love hearing about Spider-Man. Let's fucking talk Spider-Man. And then we're gonna get into our top 5 movie posters. And I know White Husband there is chomping at the bit to show off his movie posters and talk. And then we're going to be talking anime. So everybody, if you guys in the audience, our listeners, which we love you guys, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to check out Comic Book Women, the Monday show, the Friday show, Wednesday show, the flip or no flip or deal or whatever it is. Sorry. And then the Dealer Flipside. Check out the awesome stuff on this channel. It's really awesome. But Will, fucking Spider-Man the shit out of us right now.
All right. So quick rundown of who the players are in this story. We have Teresa Parker, which
Spider-Man are we talking about?
What?
Are we talking about new Spider-Man? Like that just came out?
Yeah, the Chameleon to Conspiracy storyline.
Okay, cool.
On ASM.
Yeah. So we got Teresa Parker. She originally appeared in a novel that they said it was his long-lost sister. And then during Zdarsky's run on Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, he brought her back and made her canon. So she does exist in the Marvel Universe now.
Isn't she a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
Yes, she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She followed in the footsteps of their parents because they were S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. She was born, I guess, while the parents were undercover. So that's why Peter never knew about her.
Interesting twist.
Yeah. And she was in this, well, we'll get into it in the story, but there's other players in here where there's a friend of Peter's that goes to Empire State University as a grad student, and his name is Jamie. He created a device called the clairvoyance, which allows him to see the future.
Is this the issue we're talking about here?
That's actually the latest issue. That's right after.
Next story arc.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Wrong book, Kyle. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm one off. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on Spider-Man. So.
Actually, this week they released the annual, which was supposed to be the in between the story arcs, and number 70 at the same time. So I had to actually tell people you got to read the annual first and then move to number 70. But the annual might also be confusing because it's part of this other crossover event that's named after this other previous DC crossover event. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's why I read DC, because Marvel that's too much for me already.
Yeah. All right. So in more characters that are involved with it here, we got, of course, Betty Brant, who's pregnant with Ned Leeds' baby, because Ned Leeds is back now.
Oh boy.
And we also have multiple people. We have the Foreigner. We have who else we had here? We had Chameleon, of course. And there's a lot of double crossing going on in this book, so it gets confusing there for a bit.
So do we find what's the conspiracy then? The Chameleon conspiracy in a nutshell.
I was gonna get it. It's really complicated. As it turns out, when the plane crash happened that killed Peter's parents, somehow Teresa survives, and she's rescued by the person that actually rescued Chameleon from the Kravenoff estate. Because if people don't know, Chameleon and Kraven the Hunter are actually related. they're brothers or something like that. And this person took Teresa to this school that, as it turns out, is it's a school where it teaches people how to be chameleons, or kind of like the faceless people in Game of Thrones. So there's more than one chameleon out there. It's not just the one that we've known all along. There's a bunch of them. And they actually pop up in this storyline because the whole thing that's going on with Jamie and the clairvoyance is that he creates the device and he wants to see the future to help people and everything. But then he finds out that his mother is dying of cancer and he doesn't have the money to pay for it. So he starts gambling in this illegal casino that flies over New York City, and it's cloaked and everything else. And he is gambling there, runs up a gambling debt. The foreigner is the owner of that casino.
Like Solo.
Yeah. But yeah, the foreigner is the owner of that casino, and he's because of the gambling debts. He also finds out
this is a cloaked casino that floats above New York City.
Yeah. So
there's one here too that I go to in Glendale.
Yeah.
I've seen Sam there before.
Yeah, you have to go to the Top Golf there by the Cardinal Stadium, and then there's an elevator.
Yeah.
You know, see, I told you, I knew I'd seen you there.
So yeah, they end up kidnapping Jamie because they find out about the clairvoyance, so they want to use it for their nefarious deeds and everything. So it's the foreigner and chameleon working together. The chameleon that we know, or actually, it was not even the chameleon that we know, as it turns out, because the chameleon we know is in prison in another country, and Teresa goes to see him. So while this storyline is going on, we got the parallel storyline of Teresa talking to our chameleon. And they have Chance also appears in this thing, in which everyone knows. I don't know who everyone knows who Chance is, but he also appeared in the first two issues that Todd McFarlane drew for Amazing Spider-Man, 298 and 299. So he's just another mercenary. And the big fight goes on. As it turns out, Slide comes into this, another D-list character. And then we have Jack-o'-lantern show up, and suddenly there's 4 Jack-o'-lanterns. And
sounds like it's Halloween time.
Yeah. And then we have suddenly, as it starts being double-crossing, the bad guys are double-crossing each other. Suddenly we see the Legion of Losers show up. So you've got characters like Grizzly show up and everything in there. And they're all fighting.
The Legion of Losers? Is that what they're called?
Yes. And it's mostly the D-list characters, and so
and
they're
this
all
is why I'm
together.
not reading Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run.
Yeah, but they actually.
Was there anything about Kindred in the story arc?
Yeah, Kindred's even here too.
Okay, so.
But that's another reveal too, that they realized that they're still saying that Kindred is. If anyone hasn't read that part yet, it's spoilers. They're saying that
we don't care about spoilers here.
Yeah, is Harry Osborn, but one of Peter's friends was one of his former girlfriends. She was kidnapped and placed into a prison, and we find out that Harry's been in that prison the whole time. And they haven't really gone any further with that because they just showed the scene and that was it, and we don't know what's going on with that. So
you know what this sounds like to me?
Yeah,
that we need a new Spider-Man writer, and we need him stat.
Well, if anyone's asking who Kindred is, he was introduced in issue 1. We're now at issue 70. Still trying to figure out this whole Kindred mystery.
Yeah.
But we are at Spencer's final story arc, correct?
Yes, because
the end of
75
the
is
Chameleon Conspiracy, and then the Sinister War will be his final one.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're going to switch over to a team of artists, so it's going to be like the big time Spider-Man now. It's going to be a bunch of different writers, a bunch of different artists, and I don't know why they're doing this again.
Because I know Marvel watches this show. They need to put Chip Zdarsky on ASM.
Yes.
Anybody but fucking Spencer.
Marvel, I know you're watching. Do it.
I would go with either
Corbin is
Zdarsky
completely
or Jones.
zoned out because we're talking Marvel here.
I know. But you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody
Wait, what?
also
Batman?
next
What?
week. I think next week we're gonna have Corbin. He wants to do an awesome little Batman thing. We just had such a jam-packed show this week that he's got a really cool Batman segment next week. So if you guys are Batman fans, tune in next week as Corbin fucking breaks down some Batman shit. So Batman shit.
Some
You know.
guano.
Got called out.
Yeah, the Amazing Kindred.
So
Amazing Kindred man.
we'll have to get you on so we can get this concluded, Will.
Yeah.
Please keep hanging out. But you just convinced me once again that fucking Nick Spence needs to not write fucking
Hey, it's
Spider-Man.
had its ups and downs, but I think overall it's
Yeah.
been a decent run.
It's
He
been
wouldn't have
better than
done
Swamp.
70 issues if it sucked. Come on.
I bailed once it was I bailed a while ago on him. Like when it first started out, it was Ryan Otley drawing and everything. I was excited. And then it was like, meow, and it kind of just like, it plummeted. And I love Otley. He's a great artist. And I was like, all right, it's going to be great to have a new spin on, Spider-Man and maybe some new blood into it. And
I mean, it's Marvel's flagship title, ASM. Why
I
they're
know
not putting you got to have the best of the best on that.
You would think.
oh,
It's just like
This one
DC.
right here.
Who are they going to put on Batman? Of course, Tynion, because he's the hottest thing they have.
True, but yeah, actually, I want to
But,
talk.
Stegman wrote. Remember when he drew
Stegman did do
Superior
a bunch
Spider-Man?
of.
Superior Spider-Man, and that was a fucking great run, and then it just fizzled out. But yeah. The beginning of Superior, Stegman was writing. It would be kind of cool to see Capullo drawing. I mean, I would like that. I mean, that would be a lot of fun to see as well. That's a great point. I'm glad you said that. Nostalgia Express. That's, you know what? I buy it because I'm a Spider-Man guy, Nostalgia, and I know it's Spencer writing it. It's just a disappointment. Even his Hunter, run was not. It fell flat as well.
Yeah.
But oh well. Hopefully we'll get someone awesome writing Spider-Man soon. At first I was like, you know what? Anyone other than Slott, I'm excited for. And then Spencer just didn't do it. Like I was
part of it too was
So maybe that's our top 5 for next week. Who would you want writing ASM? Top 5.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Let's do that. And anybody in the audience
in the chat,
definitely love
to see your list.
Yeah, find me on Instagram, Modern Comic Mayhem on Instagram. Send me your top 5. I will make a slide for it, and we'll hook you up. So, Sam, Corbin, do you guys want to talk? Should we talk Black Widow, or should we do our top 5 movie posters and then roll into Black Widow talk? Have you seen Black Widow yet, Will?
No, I haven't.
What do you guys
We don't
think?
care about spoilers.
You want to do Black Widow talk, or do you guys want to see our top 5 movie posters?
Good question. What we want to do? I guess top 5, right?
Do Black
We're already on
Widow talk, so I could take a quick break.
There it is.
All right.
Okay, let's
Black Widow.
So I know, White Husband and Corbin have both already seen Black Widow. Did you guys see it in the theaters? You guys both went to the theater. I know you went to theaters because you and your hot mom talked about it.
Oh my God! Thank you. Yes.
And if you guys go over to Comic Book Barbarian on YouTube, Corbin and his mom did an awesome little discussion on Black Widow. You guys run over there and watch it. His mom's hot. It's well worth watching.
You can give his mom a rating on a scale of 9 to 10.
Man.
Tell me something.
I messaged my buddies over there at Absolute Geek, and I was like, "Did you? I'm gonna have to go hang out at Corbin's house this weekend."
You need your
Holy
lawn
shit.
mowed? Corbin's mom?
Yeah.
You need your lawn mowed?
Is your mom single?
You guys are horrible. No.
I'm gonna have to go in there and intervene, and I'm gonna have to go break up a marriage because
you guys are a mess.
your mom has got it going on. I swear to God, I was like, when did Corbin get a sister? He's never talked about his sister.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Sister talk.
I'm done. Exactly. All my life. Anyway, another story for another day.
All your life, everybody's
every time I went on anywhere, yeah, it was a problem. It's a problem. That's why I was. Anyways, long story short,
dude,
check it out, Chrome Peril.
Your mom's hot, dude.
Oh, thank you, sir.
She's fucking hot, dude. You got a bunch of views, and I guarantee me watching it is like a third of the views.
Oh, okay. Well, I
even showed my wife. I was like, "Holy shit! Look at Corbin's mom."
Lord have mercy.
You can let her know, man, that I think she's hot.
I will. She'll
and
be flat.
You know
I was happy to be on and review something and talk about it. So.
I would like her to come on and you guys do something together just so I could be like, "What up, Corbin's mom?"
You know what? When you told me, I told her, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, we're gonna push that down the pipeline now." But no, we'll figure out something. That'd be fun. But yeah, she enjoyed it. Speaking of that, thank you, Kyle, for the commendation, the shout out to the show. Check out the review. I didn't hear your take on this, Sam, so I'm curious on what yours is first before I kind of go into mine. I can piggyback off of your impression of Black Widow, but it was okay. That's why I'm gonna leave it to you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is coming from a guy, unlike you guys, who are well baptized in the waters of comic books. I am a newbie when it comes to comic books. So Taskmaster was a new character for me. I didn't have any expectations. And honestly, Taskmaster seemed like a veritable non-issue in this movie, honestly. Taskmaster had maybe two or three fight scenes, but they were not by any stretch consequential fight scenes. They were just kind of, but I don't care. Like I don't have any attachment to Taskmaster. I don't have any preconceived notions about Taskmaster. The only thing was when we talked about it, Kyle called that it was going to be a girl. And I was like, no, because when I see the trailers, I was like, it's not a girl. That definitely looks like a man. But Kyle's like, yeah, I've heard it's going to be a girl. And they showed in the opening credits that Olga Kurylenko was going to be in the movie. And now Olga Kurylenko, curiously, is this gorgeous Russian actress. She's absolutely stunning. And she's not used to playing second bill or second fiddle to a lot of people. But I was like, where's Olga Kurylenko? Like, she's not Melina. She's not Florence Pugh. So I've seen everybody in the opening credits except Olga Kurylenko, so she has to be Taskmaster. And I was like, well, okay, that chalk went up to Kyle. He called it. He said it was going to be a chick. Yeah, he was right. But as far as the structure of the story, we do this movie review on D-League Productions called As the Credits Roll, where we review the movie as the credits are rolling. And my take on the movie was that it was half James Bond, half Fiddler on the Roof, with just a dash of Harvey Weinstein. And
okay, you gotta tell me to put that formula together. I need to know you got that formula together. You had me Fiddler on the Roof, and then you and Harvey. I went, whoa.
So the Fiddler on the Roof is the Black Widow's family dynamic is very much inspired by Fiddler on the Roof. The way that David Harbour plays the Red Guardian is very much Teva, the father from Fiddler on the Roof. Is this the little girl I carried? Where he's kind of boisterous Russian accent, and he's always talking about his patriarchy, and he overestimates his goodness as a father, just like David Harbour did as Red Guardian.
I love how you assume that half of our audience has ever seen or knows of Fiddler on the Roof.
Well, no, I don't assume. But it's an old musical about this Russian Jewish family, and they have this kind of loud, boisterous father who is constantly having this dialogue with him and God. But lots of musical numbers about fatherhood and getting older and stuff like that. But very much David Harbour would have been inspired. I mean, he is like he took his performance straight from Teva from Fiddler on the Roof. The James Bond stuff, specifically Casino Royale, there's a lot of parkour action scenes going on. The fight scenes are very slickly choreographed. They look really good, really sharp. So it's just kind of a funny dynamic to have that kind of Fiddler on the Roof family vibe with all of the slick James Bond action style. And then the Harvey Weinstein comes from the villain, who is very much like this women are expendable attitude guy he lines up the women and he just teases them and he mocks them to their face. Like, you can't touch me. I'm untouchable. I own you. You can't get me. But yeah, I think if that combination sounds interesting to you, I think this movie's for you.
That was the way you brought that together. Thank you for that. That was very much yes. That comment is funny, but okay.
Is that what your hot mom said too?
No, that's not what I'm done. No,
wait, I gotta go back. Brian, did you see Corbin do the review with his mom on? Oh
my god,
his mom is smoking hot.
All right. It's a good review. Yeah, it was solid. It's a good review. I thought, I'm not gonna lie, like I had a lot. I'm sure many of us had a lot of not anticipation for the movie because I've learned now to tailor my expectations on movies that have been delayed for so long that it's like, oh my god, it has to be great because we haven't seen them so long. No, it was just a movie we haven't seen in a long time, or we've expected to see it, just got delayed. So when I came in, I New Mutants showed me that because I kept my New Mutants hope alive and strong and powerful, and it was just wrecked irrevocably. So when this came out, I was like, you know what? It's probably gonna be an average movie. That's okay. You know, it's the most fillerist of filler movies that Marvel has put out so far in the MCU, and that's what I got. I was a little more shocked by the what's it called, Taskmaster reveal. But my assumption, only because I didn't want my two things were I didn't want Taskmaster to die. Because obviously in the comics, I mean, that dude is unkillable. Also, I didn't want to be some like knockoff, or I was thinking like the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, where it's like, oh, this isn't what we're really seeing, you know? And it kind of was more of the latter of that. I mean, there's several ways I guess they can recreate that character, but basically I didn't want the MCU to put this character in a position where he or she is basically a one-off, like knockoff character for that movie, and then we move on. I wanted that character to resurface. So that's kind of where my, like, I guess, I don't want to say disillusionment was, but with that also, I mean, come on now. There was so much, like, again, the fight scenes. They were so crazy and over the top, but they had no stakes. Like, I'm watching this, I'm just like, all right. Okay. Like, I know nothing's going to happen to any of the main characters because the only one I thought that might be expendable would be the Red Guardian, you know? But every other character I thought in some way, shape, or form was going to be tied to future movies, especially since we know what happened with the Black Widow. So I'm sitting there going, okay, with that being said, like I'm watching this and we have this like reminiscent scene of, or a scene reminiscent of, what was it, Captain America? Was that Winter Soldier? No. The
Civil
one with
War.
the whole Civil War. No, not Civil
Winter
War.
Soldier. It's Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Is it Winter
Yeah, thank
Soldier?
you. Get all mixed up with the Captain.
I haven't
Like, there's
seen
a lot
Black
of
Widow.
things.
I actually have no idea.
Oh,
It's Winter Soldier.
thank
The
you.
shield.
Yeah,
The
so
shield stuff. Yeah.
there you go. Exactly. And so
Watch
a lot of
movies.
it for me was just like, eh. But that being said, I mean, it was well done to hit some family drama notes that I wasn't expecting. Like to actually like, oh, have some feel in the movie. I thought that Florence Pugh did an amazing job. I loved her performance in that. David Harbour did good as well. I mean, it was yes. Yes. It was okay. It was an okay movie. It was an okay movie. I can't knock it.
So Justin says another Marvel villain let down.
I can know that.
Amen.
Is that what
Yeah.
happened in it?
I'll say it this way, Kyle. You saw the fight scenes of Taskmaster in the trailer?
Yeah.
Then you've
That's
seen the
it.
fight scenes of Taskmaster.
So can I go on to Disney Plus and watch this, or do I have to
For
spend like
$30?
Oh fuck that!
Yeah, no. I told a friend, I immediately said, hey, listen, if you want to go watch it, you know, power to you. If you don't, power to you. You know,
I'll go
just
with
don't
Corbin's
spend the
mom
30
and watch
bucks.
it.
Just don't spend the $30 and watch the movie. Yes.
You know, the Taskmaster stuff was not only a letdown because of they killed her off and it was a chick, but it was also a letdown because of how that she was able to do the different stuff and copy their moves was because of tech. That was so fucking dumb.
Yes.
Tech in her eyeball, yet alone. Like, get the hell
Yeah.
out of here.
What do you mean tech in her eyeballs?
Like it was a patch. Like she was basically that was artificial that she could do any of that.
Yeah,
It didn't come innately. It wasn't, you know.
It was technology that, like, she was like a cyborg, and if she saw the moves being done, she could copy them because of the technology.
Yeah, it was basically the dojo from the Matrix.
Yep.
Yeah. And once you solve that, you know, then it's over. And such is Taskmaster. And I'm like, I'm annoyed.
Well, not only that, I heard the only good thing was Florence Pugh. She was awesome. She stole the show, stole the movie. I've heard that from a lot of people.
That's what you were kind of saying, Sam, weren't you?
I thought Florence Pugh was fantastic. She had this kind of running bit through the whole story about Black Widow posing that was so good, and she did such a great job pulling it off. It was fantastic.
Yeah, because now when you think about it, every time Black Widow does a move, she poses.
Yeah, it's a great gag. It runs through the whole movie, and then it has a really great payoff at the end. So that might be worth half the price of admission on its own.
And then
I love Harworth's the whole speeches, like you were bringing up the Fiddler on the Roof. I like that too. That was funny.
And not only that, the end credit scene was pretty good because it basically shored up, you know, whether you want to call it Dark Avengers, the Thunderbolts, Dark Thunderbolts Avengers, you know, that's basically what it is. They had Val Contessa show up and standing at Black Widow's gravesite, and you see Florence Pugh chilling, and basically she says, Hawkeye killed the Black Widow, and it's going to set up Hawkeye or Florence Pugh being in the Hawkeye thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
does that sound correct?
Yeah, that's correct. But let me ask you this: how does everybody know? Did everyone watch the Avengers Endgame movie in the MCU? Like, how do they know that happened? How does anybody know that happened?
Yeah, great point. It's a great point.
I mean, I'm sure there was, you know, again, you're right. It requires a suspension of belief. I'm sure that there was some type of the way they know anything about the Avengers, like they have some magazine pieces or something.
Unless Hawkeye
news.
told somebody, nobody would know.
That's what I mean. Yeah. And I feel like with that type of common knowledge, I mean, remember they did talk about, and this was a question that Sam brought up, but this is a question I just had when they were talking about all the ones lost in Spider-Man Far From Home or whatever. Or Far From Home's coming out now, isn't that? No, I forgot whatever. Anyway. Good. There we go. Okay. See, I'm second guessing myself, and I'm right. Yeah. So let me just stop doing that. But bottom line, like they were talking about the ones who were lost, and I'm like, outside of seeing them, you don't know that they're dead, like gone completely. You know what I mean? No one saw Iron Man. I imagine though that they're, you know, you'd have to imagine there's like a people or something for the MCU, and that if they can get their hands on common knowledge, then I guess Valentina could find something as well. I don't know.
What I will say for all the comic speculators out there, it's nice that you can still speculate on those Florence Pugh, or I mean those Yelena Belova books.
Keep it alive.
So what do you guys actually rate this movie? Like
out of
what? I don't know. Whatever you want to rate it. I don't care what your rating system is.
I mean,
how many Infinity Stones do you give it?
Oh, I wouldn't give it a time stone. That's not one you want to go back and see multiple times in the theater, but maybe one time.
Well stated. Very well stated.
I think that should be the review for all of us.
I mean, so it's good. It's worth watching once, but it's not that go-to movie. It's not going to be the one you want to.
Man and the Wasp.
It's no Thor Ragnarok.
There you go.
That fucking movie's so good. That fucking movie's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that movie. So, speaking of movies, now that we've gone back to theaters, the theaters are open. We're fucking coronavirus free. Our top
Anybody
five
gone
this
back
week.
to live theater?
You, Corbin, and your hot mom, and Sam, you guys all went to the theaters to see this, right? You didn't watch on Disney Plus.
That's right.
So how was going back to the movies before we get into our top 5 movie posters?
I mean, I haven't stopped going to theaters. I've been going to Harkins for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for all of 2020.
I'm at the piggyback off of Sam. I was going to say I never actually really stopped. I changed like the time I did it, kind of the later movies and stuff, but I kept going. It was different actually going where people were because like most people did stop. And even like the later movies, I'd usually go at a movie around like 10 or so, and then like it'd just be by myself, which is fine. I always wanted the theater experience on my own anyway. It was different going in there thinking I was going to have it like normal, and then like no, there's 50 other people here. Like, okay, this is cool. I think the one like neat part though, like usually I like to look at, especially with Marvel movies, on who likes to leave during the credits, so I can like silently judge them, like, oh, you thoughtless swine, like have that thought, and like nobody moved, and I was like, all right, this is an educated audience. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's only taking you 23 movies. I think you know by now, but it was funny to watch everyone just kind of sit when the movie was over until like the very end.
So what did the extra credit move? What did the extra scene? The end credit scene. What did that reveal? What did that tell us?
Brian talked about that. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Just about the Florence Pugh character running into and like now you know where she's going to tie in. We knew
Dark
it wasn't anything
Avengers,
huge,
Thunderbolts.
exactly, and we knew she was going to be in it because we had found that out from Falcon Winter Soldier. So I think it was weird that we all expected that sort of scene, but we still got to see it.
Picking on Green Lantern at this point is like pushing over a kid in a wheelchair. You got to take it easy, man.
I will say this though. This is one side complaint. Like, there's like 5 movies coming up like in the next like couple months, and I'm not excited for any of them. And we had to sit through like it was like maybe 15 minutes of trailer for movies that I'm just not at all excited for.
I don't know, man. I really want to
Jungle Cruise,
James Bond, Dune, James Bond.
Oh no! I said the trailer.
He was talking about the trailers.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh,
no, there's stuff I'm excited
for,
but like nothing in theaters that's coming out. I'm like, oh, great. Like I might see Snake Eyes, but anyways, going on.
Yeah, Snake Eyes.
I know Brian's excited for that.
No, it looks like dog shit.
Sam, you are? Sam got excitement for it? Snake Eyes?
I love ninja movies, man.
I figured you'd be into
love
that.
ninja movies.
I figured.
It's kind of weird that you see his face and then he closes his thing. That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was cool. I thought that was the only cool thing.
Really? I thought that was weird.
I can't.
You're gonna watch it? Yeah. I mean, Shang-Chi, I'm excited.
I gotta watch it. It's G.I. Joe. I gotta watch it.
We're gonna get to see that on HBO Max, right?
Being atrocious.
No. Snake Eyes? I don't think so.
Is that on HBO Max?
Cold Case is on HBO Max. Sorry, I love that show.
Okay, so enough of that talk. We're back to theater, so I thought it was perfect that we talk our top 5 movie posters. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh.
I got disconnected from StreamYard. Hold on. So if Sam,
I can go first. Here, I'll tell you what. While you're getting your shit,
yeah. Let me jump back in.
I can go first, and I always break the rules because I didn't have much time to get them. But there are 2 movie posters that are 2 of my all-time favorites, and then one that I think everybody knew that I was going to pick. But I did it a different way. I did it like multiple movie posters within the movies. So one of my favorite movie posters or movies for movie posters is a movie called The Man Who Laughs, and it's got Conrad Veidt in it, who is the original. Basically, they used him to come up with the Joker. This is so there's a couple good movie posters. I actually own some of these. I framed them, not the originals. I got reprints and framed them. They're just perfect for framing and shit. So
what year is this movie?
30s or the 20s?
Yeah,
the 20s. Here's another poster. This is same movie. The Man Who Laughs. A lot of people say you could really see the Joker in this one. And basically what the story is about is this guy's got a permanent smile. That's all he could do is smile, and he's really embarrassed by it. So he's always trying to cover it. As you can see here in the this is the German poster, I believe. So that's his thing. This is an old silent movie. He's always trying to hide it. Another one is a movie with another great actor, Lon Chaney, called The Man Who Laughs. I do own one of these framed, one of my favorite posters, another cool clown movie. There's a couple posters for this movie too. The European ones are really cool and some of the different styles. This one is a good one too. Different movie, but clown, Lon Chaney clown stuff. All right. To end it all, of course, one of the greatest posters ever, Star Wars, right? You knew I was going to talk about Star Wars. And this is one of the most amazing posters of all time.
I like this. I like when it said the Star Killer better.
Well, there are a couple really good posters in the Star Wars run that I think people don't talk about very much. The original one is great, but so is the Howard Chaykin San Diego Comic-Con poster that he did. It's one of the rarest pieces of Star Wars memorabilia. It was given out free at an early San Diego Comic-Con, I think like the first one. And it was given out before the movie came out. So really cool stuff. Very rare, really expensive.
I love that Star Wars sign poster that you have framed on your wall in your living room.
Yeah, I have
probably one of the coolest. I think it's a cool poster, but I think having it signed by so many people makes that when you walk into Brian's house, he's got some cool shit like framed. Can somebody mute their fucking phone while we're live? But when you walk in and you look, he's got this huge movie poster signed by so many people, and it's such a great piece. And I think what makes it so awesome is it's signed by so many people. There's a shitload of signatures. There's at least 15 signatures on it, 12.
Yeah, at least.
At least, I mean, I know it's not Brian's mom because she lives with him. We've got some Tales from the Flipside shit going on. So, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Hey, it's Marco. It's our buddy Marco. Too cool to jump on the show, but
give it a thumbs up.
Say hi.
I'm with it.
He's here saying hi for the algorithm.
He's saying hi for the algorithm. So, who would like to go next?
I will, because let's get mine out the way.
Okay, so let's boot. Toss boot to that.
Das Boot.
Boss boot. Let me get let me get Corbin up. Present. Sorry guys, I'm doing two fucking screens here.
No, thank you, sir.
Screen.
All right.
So we got your hide. We've got your number 5.
Yep, Superman Returns. No,
awesome.
I just love. Okay, so I'm not really a movie poster person, but wow, Marco, really?
That was quick. See you later, Marco. We love you.
You know what?
You know what?
Screw the weather. Screw monsoons. That was my cannabis company telling me the weather is too bad. They aren't going to deliver my shit. What the hell?
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to end my stuff. I'm going to end my stuff real quick.
That's because go on. Brian's going to go get Toads anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, so the Howard Chaykin one, and then I just got 2 more real quick here. This is one of my favorite ones, this Empire Strikes Back poster. I love how Darth Vader is. I think Darth Vader is one of the... I mean, look how great that Vader image is.
Anything with Vader, it's badass.
Yeah. Here's another super rare piece of memorabilia. This is the happy birthday or the birthday cake poster that they put out 1 year after the movie. Super rare, super hard to find. Star Wars Insider did release a remake of it as a centerfold in one of their issues. I can't remember which one. So if you guys can find that one's cool. But one of the coolest all-time Star Wars poster was this one when it first came out. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't stand Jake Lloyd. He wasn't great in the movie. But before you saw the movie and you saw this poster, you geeked out. I mean, just see that shadow of Vader.
It was foreshadowing, and you
Yes.
knew it was coming, so it was awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, Solo, when can everybody find you guys here on the Flipside channel to talk Star Wars with the coolest Star Wars talk on the planet?
Every Sunday, we are on, I believe it is 9 Eastern, 9:15-ish, and 6:15 Arizona time. Yeah, come check it out. We have a great show planned for tomorrow, too, and there's a lot going on.
Sweet,
So
yeah.
definitely don't miss it.
It's a fun. I'm a casual Star Wars fan, but checking out Tales from the Dark Side it's a ton of fun. Hearing Solo and Marco talk, the dad jokes alone are worth showing up.
They're gone. The segment's over. We killed them.
Oh man, it was
Solo
fun.
talks in a Jar Jar voice the entire show. That's what
Yeah, that's what makes it.
But if you haven't checked it out, check out Tales from the Dark Side. It's you've got the best minds in Star Wars talking on one show. It's pretty awesome. So, but we'll get back.
Maxwell is with us, and Jedi is there, and we get Dom sometimes.
And I'm going to tell you, JJ,
Marco, and
I don't care what the fuck Marco says. You can come on Modern Comic Mayhem anytime you want. Don't listen to your dad, Marco. Come on here and spread the comic knowledge. But we're going to get back to Corbin's top 5.
One of my favorite there, Brian, that I'm surprised you didn't pick, and it was one that I would have picked, was the Revenge of the Jedi poster movie poster.
That's only good because of the rarity, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You don't think it's good because Luke has a red lightsaber and Darth Vader has a blue lightsaber?
No, again, it's a mess up. It's not like it's cool. It's just a mess up, in my opinion. Right?
Sometimes mess ups are cool.
Okay,
Sometimes mess ups could be cool, but I know what you're talking about. Like it's the same. There's I don't know. I wouldn't want that on my wall. Like it's not like. It's not. Let me give you a story. So this is a really bad story, but it's the same type of thing. And so my brother got a quilt made for him when he was sick, and it was a Star Wars quilt, and it had Vader fighting Luke, but they messed up and they gave Luke a red lightsaber and Vader a blue lightsaber, and my brother won't use it because of it, because he's like, it's
wrong.
It's wrong.
So it's OG, man. That's pre Jedi. That's OG shit. Only the underground.
Hey, JJ is right about those Hungarian Star Wars posters. Those are insane.
Yeah, there are some crazy Hungarian ones.
Cool ones.
Yeah. All right, good stuff.
All right. Yeah,
I agree with CDP. Revenge of the Jedi is badass.
You know what? I'd rather watch a Star Trek movie any day of the week. Like I watched a Star Trek movie today, and
which one?
Let's give Kyle some of his own medicine there.
Just
Give Kyle some of his own medicine there.
Nemesis is the best Star Trek movie. While he's out, I'm going to say that.
I loved it.
Nemesis is the best Star Trek
movie. It was finally a reason to kick me out. But let's get to
Kyle,
Corbin's.
which one did you watch?
I know you're going to hate me for it, and I know, but I watched the.
JJ, just move on.
I did.
Country.
I watched the JJ, the Star
on.
Trek movie JJ. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love that movie.
It's like
even my wife bitched me. She's like, "Are we fucking watching this Star Trek movie again?"
I'm not allowed to give my opinion on
it.
Star Trek or their movies.
I enjoy Star Trek.
Star Trek's for nerds.
Live long and prosper too, Brian.
Fucking anything that has to do with the Romulans, I'm in. But we'll get to
But we're just going to present these without comment until number 1, just to streamline this.
If you have any complaints about Star Wars, please send it to comicbookjesus@gmail.com.
All right. Well, that's number 5. Superman Returns.
All your Star Wars.
Love that cover. It looks dope to me. Let's get number 4 up in the house.
That's not number 4.
That's fine. That's fine. Number 4. It's iconic, y'all. I mean, come on. That's all I gotta say. I like
It is that is an awesome movie. You know what? Movie posters are awesome because you know, like when you leave a movie and you walk down, I swear I pick movies. I thought, you know what? That's a cool movie poster. I gotta see that movie. And this was one of those ones. It's like, even though this movie was a letdown, it's a cool movie poster.
I mean, I just wish they'd
This,
actually.
this definitely made you want to see the movie.
It did.
There you go. There you
but
go.
It wasn't let down.
You'll find a common theme. Number 3. Just love the menace that was unspoken in that one. That's Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 2. I thought the movie was actually quite decent. All right, now it gets number 2. This is a fan favorite. This is a classic. It's just the colors, the artistry, all of that. I've already said all I can say about Batman Forever, but this is one of my favorite ones, and it's really because we have the best Batman that we've ever seen do it, gracing the front. So, just want to put that out there for number 2. All right, and then
holy shit!
All right, listen, you can take away the.
Hey, wait, this is the wrong way.
All good. Number 1, of course, was the classic. You know, it's just there. It is. It's all good, man. Yes. Appreciate you even doing it.
That is
number 1. I mean, do I need to say anything? No, so I won't. That's number 1.
You know what? This
for anyone who was a teenager in the summer of '89, that logo suddenly showed up. It was
the summer
everywhere.
of '89,
and it was like, man, you knew something big was coming.
Oh yeah, my mom actually let me ditch school that day, and we went and saw it. That's how cool my mom was. I was so stoked about seeing this movie.
Right on.
Mom was like, all right, we're going to ditch school and we're going to have mom and Sunday and we're going to take off and, you know, you're going to ditch school. And
I want to have mom and Sunday with Corbin's mom.
I am not listening to the
Here we go again. Mute.
So that was awesome. Thank you, Corbin. We appreciate it. And I know Sam, Mr. White Husband himself.
1 second.
This is the movie mechanic. This is his wheelhouse. This is what he lives and dies for is movies. So
some bangers here out of you, buddy. I want to see it.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
All right. Do you got my slideshow?
I can bring it up. Yes, you can bring it up if you want.
I don't know how to do that, honestly.
Okay, I'll bring it up right now. Give me one second. I'm sorry. I thought you were more.
I am not tech savvy.
White husband. That's a total white husband move.
It is. I'm not a Black Widow. I'm a white husband. Okay, just chill.
So right here, here we go.
So number 5. This poster I actually have up on my wall in my bedroom. This is Rocky, the original Rocky, 1976, 1975. I love this poster because of the black and white composition, but it's also the iconic scene of him standing at the top of the steps with his arms in the victory pose before the fight with Apollo. It's like, yeah, he believes in himself. He believes he can go the distance. I also really I like the simplicity of it. I don't know if there were a lot of black and white posters back in the 70s, but this one really is striking today.
I don't remember seeing a lot. That's a good point.
All right, so I also, I'm the anime guy, but this is one of my favorite anime movies, and what really got me interested in it was this particular poster. There's lots of posters associated with this movie, but this one I thought was really cool because of the kind of concept of like the clouds, islands in the clouds with kind of like creatures kind of floating between them, like it's an ocean in the sky, and the girl kind of floating above it, just all by herself. I thought that was a really neat composition for the poster too. I really think this is such a cool poster.
This is a fucking cool poster.
I like the concentric circles. I like the characters. It really reminds me of just kind of like a psychedelic, but also like the Yggdrasil, the world's tree that they talk about a lot in Thor, and just the way that it's composed, where you have just all the different layers and the characters lined up like that just looks really, really cool the way they compose it. The colors are also really, really stark in their contrast. So I not that it tells you it does tell you a lot about the characters, but not a whole lot about the story. I just think it's a really cool composition. I mean, you do see Thor and Hulk kind of clashing at the very bottom there, with some other iconic scenes from the movie. There's some kind of the Grandmaster kind of style with the circles and the line design kind of going on the diagonal. It's just a really, really cool composition. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember the Dark Knight campaign leading up to the movie with I believe in Harvey Dent and all of that stuff? And then they dropped this poster, Why So Serious? Oh my gosh. It's like
awesome.
Such a cool campaign. And then leading up to this particular image, I was like, I saw this movie so many times in theaters. I think it was the first movie I saw in theaters like 5 times, twice in IMAX. It was such a fantastic poster leading up to the movie. It was kind of like the capstone on their viral marketing campaign. It was such a cool image.
They did such a good job with that campaign.
And then this poster, man, this one is like the most nostalgic. Yeah. Well, this is the most nostalgic poster for me. I mean, I remember waiting so long at the theater to go see this movie. I was such a big Ninja Turtles fan. I'm sure a lot of people my age are, but this movie was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they made them come to life. And you see them there at the bottom. It was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I loved it. I love this. I still love this movie.
This
Real
is
underrated movie.
Yeah, I just got a real quick. If you see in the chat, Chad sent an image. This is what he sent. Is this real?
Shout out to Chad for that one.
I mean, the only problem is that Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
That doesn't look burnt to me.
That doesn't look burnt to me either.
Yeah.
I need to see all those poses because I don't think she looks burnt in the Black Widow movie per the trailers.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. I did keep a tally on how many just like butt shots they did of Scarlett Johansson, and it wasn't less than 6.
Well, this is
I'm bummed it's only 6.
Shouldn't be Scarlet. That should be the bud of Wasp.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't though. She didn't have the wings. She had the gauntlets. Yeah, that was definitely ScarJo.
I have an old man question. What does burnt mean in this context?
She's old and doesn't look as good as she used to anymore.
Brian's famous
she's burnt.
quote.
Like, when you smoke a cigarette.
That was one of your episodes was
burnt.
called Scarlett Johansson is burnt, and I was like, I don't get it still.
It also means like she's done. Like she's burnt out.
Yeah,
she's burnt.
She's not hot anymore. She's past her time. It's burnt.
So that it was a perfect reason for me to use that title because this is supposedly her last Marvel movie. So the title was "Is Scarlett Johansson Burnt?" And people that have watched Absolute Geek and Modern Comic Mayhem know where that comes from.
All right, Hitch, would you like to go next, or would you like me to go?
Sure, I'll go.
Okay. I'm really proud of mine, so I really want to go last.
I just love the Art Deco style of this movie.
Oh yeah.
Boy, let me see. Art
my favorite
Deco.
movies.
Let's really look at this one. This is how I look if I was in the art museum. I would be like, this is Art Deco.
Shout out Dave Stevens.
Yeah.
Even though this isn't Dave Stevens, but created by Dave Stevens.
Correct. First appearance in the the Jolly
Star Slayer, right?
Star Slayer, the Tales of the Jolly Roger, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that forever.
I love this movie, man. This movie geeked me out.
And I love the poster, and we'll see this again in another poster. I love it when they have the little squares with the characters. It's kind of very like comic booky to me.
Yes.
And then I love the font, and then just I don't know, it's awesome. If anyone has ever not seen this movie, you got to check out The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
You're missing
Do
out.
yourself a favor.
Also, isn't Peter Weller is like this is the ultimate Peter
He's
Weller movie.
fucking RoboCop.
Yeah.
But before RoboCop,
Yeah, you would never guess that it's the same guy because RoboCop's a totally different thing.
yes.
No.
But yeah. As Mrs. The Hunt says, Buckaroo Banzai, bitches.
For real.
Wow.
I love that you went for Buckaroo, Banzai. Fucking Star Trek.
You know what, though? I love this poster, but this isn't the one I was thinking of. It's the one
God
that has the
damn it.
Enterprise and then all the characters in little boxes.
This is what you get for sending me this shit 20 minutes before the show starts.
It's
No,
my
this
fault.
one is good.
Classic.
But this is a cool poster, too.
Yeah,
Not
it is
classic.
classic.
I
But
just
there was
noticed
something about
there's
that
also
one,
in another
the other one
language.
with the ship on it.
The ship's right
Yeah.
here, yo. Look at that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
this is-
Dish is going for a deep dive with the Italian.
L'avventura dell'uomo sta incomuniziando. Capitan Kirk. Anyways.
Beautiful.
I hear your wife
I
laughing.
had a hard
back
time
there.
picking out my favorite James Bond poster, but I went with Thunderball.
like the
Thunderball,
OG
in case
one.
you didn't know, adjusted for inflation, is like something like the number 6 PG movie of all time. Thunderball was probably the original big major action movie that set the
Blockbuster.
standard for all action movies to come. And this poster, look up, look down, look out. Here comes the biggest Bond of all. And then it started this trend of every Bond movie at
No,
the top.
It's
previous
action,
But yet it's not Daniel
suspense,
Craig,
and
so-
chicks. It
We have to
covers
say that.
everything. Sorry, Corbin.
Yeah,
Go
actually, the
Oh, no,
screenplay,
no,
which is
no.
not an
You said it.
original Ian Fleming story, the screenplay of Thunderball, I think, is one of like the most perfect action thriller screenplays ever written. It's like the paradigm that it created was, I think, they still follow in Hollywood to this day.
Oh, snap.
And the fucking jetpack, that was real. That was not some sort of special effect. That was a real, actual jetpack.
Fuck yeah,
The
anything
Apocalypse
with an
Now, I
actual
think this
real jetpack.
Yeah, right. And the first ever underwater action scenes ever photographed too. Groundbreaking action movie, for sure.
Is this what you had in mind?
What?
A pickle lips now.
Slow fade. What is this? A pickle lips? Jesus.
I'm
All right,
telling
so
you,
this isn't
you
really
sent the shit to me 20 minutes before. I was in a hurry.
Well, this is kind of because I said it's the Apocalypse Now poster with the melty Brando face.
That's
But this
exactly
is
what I
a pickle
googled.
lips. You know what? This is I gotta say
I
this
didn't even
is
know
better.
you said a pickle lips now.
I think I like
Kyle
this
is
one
doing
better
his
than
best,
the
man. Kyle is
original.
doing his best on short notice. All right.
I was straight talking to McClay about other shit, and I was like, "That looks like a melting face."
This is
Fuck yeah, cool.
hilarious.
The rest of us are like, "What in the world is Ish watching?"
You got a great taste in movies there.
I love
I'm
it, dude. This
pickle
is
lips
awesome.
now.
So I think Pickle Lips Now is
I
actually one
didn't
of the
even
top
see
5
that.
movies of all time.
We were
I think
sleeping
we
on
just
that one.
found we just found our clip for this episode.
Pickle lips now.
The silence when that registered across everyone was just hilarious.
It's like
I
a big
read,
wah,
I
wah,
read
wah.
that 3 times
Yeah.
before I
I
figured
can't
out
believe
instead
it.
of pickle lips.
And I love that we had the extended transition into this too. You made us
I had
think-
no idea. I just looked at it. Was like,
Yeah, I
What?
fucked up. I completely fucked up this entire top 5.
This might be the greatest F up ever. Like this is fucking awesome. If I can find a copy of this, I will frame it
I
and
need
send
to
it to
drink
Ish.
more whiskey.
This is what happens when you watch JJ
That's
Trek.
awesome.
You melt your brain.
a pickle lips now.
Oh my god! I didn't even notice that. I was like, that looks like a melting face.
You didn't
Martin
realize. You
Sheen
didn't
is
look
all
at
like,
the
I need a fucking pickle now.
I was like, you know what? It's got a melting face, and I was looking for the rated R, so it looked more like a movie poster with everything in it.
Just one minor detail. One minor detail you neglected to check.
That's like the mom.
That's one you just it's a great poster. You nailed it, Kyle. Just
You
one
almost
little
had
thing.
it. It's like the mom. I want McDonald's. We have McDonald's at
Just
home.
one
There's
thing.
McDonald's at home.
I don't know how you didn't see the big pickle as his lips. Have you never seen the Apocalypse Now poster?
I have.
Look, Kyle's a very detail-oriented guy, right? Just not the right details.
I mean, I get the Star Trek one. But the pickle for the lips. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Shout out to whoever came up with this, because right now you
are getting it right now.
Yeah.
You are totally getting it.
We need to have him as a guest.
That's absolutely.
Honestly, when I
Oh.
picked this, I didn't even
That's
see the
amazing.
pickle lips.
That is amazing. Lips now.
Oh my god!
I will never see this any different than this for the rest of my life. I will never. This will be forever a pickle lips now. Fucking epic.
Oh my god!
Okie dokie.
Oh.
All right. So about this movie.
I am surprised. That's number 5, right?
Do you guys know that Martin Sheen got dosed with LSD during the scene where he was supposed to use LSD in the movie? They actually somebody dosed him.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
That
Just
is
like this
shitty.
cover.
Yeah.
Probably Dennis Hopper.
Right? Probably Dennis
Yeah,
Hopper.
Probably was
It's
Dennis.
no shit. It was
Martin
probably
Sheen, he suffered
Brando.
a heart attack in that movie. Like
It probably
Coppola
was
was going to
Goldstein.
commit suicide, and he told George Lucas, "It's your movie now."
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Crazy behind the
listen,
scenes.
there's a you're 100% right, Ish. There's a documentary on Apocalypse
Hearts
Now
of
on
Darkness.
YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so good. So good. One of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
My stomach hurts so bad.
Yeah, the odyssey of making the movie is equivalent to the story, the odyssey of the
Yeah.
story itself.
This was supposed to be a George Lucas movie,
true
right?
journey.
And what's his name stole it from him.
Now it's a Rick and Morty
Yeah.
thing.
No, this
George
is
Lucas.
supposed to be a John Milius. John Milius
who?
is going to make it. John Milius. He
Yeah, but
directed Conan the
wasn't
Barbarian.
but wasn't George Lucas wanting to make this movie for a while, and he told Francis Ford Coppola about it, and Coppola decided to do it, and George Lucas couldn't do it because he was doing that. He was starting his space odyssey, right?
Damn it.
Correct.
Is that my? Yeah, okay,
Yes.
I thought
No,
so.
You're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah, good stuff.
Orson Welles.
It was good
tried to make this movie too.
Yeah, yeah. The book is crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not as
Chris
good.
surprised.
Conrad.
Yeah.
So if I had to do like a quick 5, I didn't. Ones I didn't see. I was expecting Goonies.
I
love
looked at
that.
Goonies.
I love
Goonies
that
is-
movie
yeah.
poster. Jaws. Jaws. I mean, I can't swim in water because of that movie and that movie poster. Like that fucking movie poster still gives me nightmares.
So the last one we saw.
Here,
Wizards. Wizards was a great movie poster where Peace is
Yeah.
riding the 2-legged, beast, and then Heavy Metal. I love that one. Tarna riding the bird.
Well, the original Lord of the Rings
The original
with
LOKR.
Gandalf
Yeah.
and the giant sword.
Wait, is this Kyle's list?
this is my list.
So
He's trying to
pickle
get it
guys,
out on the low.
Now I'm scared
pickle
because
guys.
I
Pickle
I'm
guys.
scared to see my list because I don't know what the fuck is going on now. Okay.
Pickle
I-
Gherkin.
Yeah, something.
This is Pickle Guys. Damn, I'm gonna have to fact check me better. So my number 5 is Poltergeist. This is a freaky. I went with movies that I enjoyed, and this is a freaky movie. A kid, when you were a kid and you were watching Poltergeist, this was freaky. And now seeing this movie poster, every time you see it, it's just a little bit freaky. So I love this.
Amen.
A pickle style. It's so awesome. So my number 4 is A Nightmare on Elm Street. And you can see my theme. I think horror movie covers, I think posters, I think they win it. I think they go all out, and I love them. As a fan of some of horror movies, I think this is where I go. But A Nightmare on Elm Street, being younger and watching this, it was freaky. And so I just love this because it's A Nightmare on Elm Street. What can you say?
That's a great poster.
Number 3, I have The Crow, because that's just it's a fantastic movie. Seeing the movie poster before seeing it when it came, because it came out on Friday the 13th in like '94. Seeing this prior to it, you were like, I can't wait to see it.
Did you know that Stray Dogs has a cover coming out? FOC is almost
Dude,
up, but Stray Dogs is going to do a cover like it.
I would totally pay like $40 for this like incentive cover.
I don't blame you.
So I love The Crow. I remember I was at a swap meet, and I found like a trade of The Crow, and opening it up, the dude who wrote The Crow, it's a guy, it's inscribed to like a guy named Joe. To Joe, I hope you enjoy this, blah blah blah. So I love it.
Brian, what's his name?
Yes, and he there was like some little shop somewhere back east, and he had wrote an inscription for the original people the original dude who had like stood in line for it. I bought it from like a swap meet, and I love that I actually have someone else's inscription for the book, but I have a really cool Crow trade for it. It's pretty cool. My next is A Clockwork Orange. Seeing this movie poster is awesome, and it's a fucking weird ass movie, and seeing the poster just adds to it. What a fucking weird ass movie, right? It's great.
That's a nice one.
My number 1 is The Army of Darkness. The coolest fucking movie poster ever. I remember going and seeing it in theaters. I think I was in junior high. I was hanging out with a buddy of mine. He was like, dude, we got to go see Army of Darkness. And I was like, what the fuck is Army of Darkness? He's like, you got to imagine.
I don't know, but the dude on the cover has a 6-pack and he's holding a chainsaw.
It's a win all over the place. He was like, all right, let's jump.
Well,
I think it's like
Evil Dead 3.
This is Army. This is, yes. So this is like 1992. I think I was in junior high. I think my buddy had his mom had like a 2-seater car, and like 5 of us crammed into it so we can get dropped off at the movies to go see Evil Dead. And I just, I have the lunchbox that matches this. I should have got it and brought it out. I think I've showed it on the show before, but I have it autographed, and it's a lunchbox. It's like a 1 of 2,000. It's a metal lunchbox with the metal thermos inside of it. That's got this on the front, but it's the one where I got in an argument with fucking Bruce Campbell about autographing it. I should grab it real quick, but I've showed it off before. So if you guys have watched the show before, you know that we have it. I've showed it off before, but there's nothing cooler about fucking Bruce Campbell. It looks like he's got a little bit of blue eyeliner on and a smirk.
I know something cooler than Bruce Campbell.
No, you don't.
A pickle lips. Now is
Nice callback.
Fuck, man. I'm so sorry, Ish. I feel so bad, but at the same time, I don't feel bad at all.
No, dude, I told you were right. I totally submitted the list like a half hour before, so.
And I was like, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and get this.
it is okay.
I do want to point out on the poster, I think
that was worth every bit, man. That was.
I really need to spot check myself, and that just proved it. But that is my top 5. Army of Darkness is my number 1.
I want to say about this poster, the in poster marketing, how they refer to Sam Raimi. He's the director of Darkman. Back then, that's what they went on. He's the director of Darkman. Now
they didn't say Evil Dead. Or
it's all the shit that's done. Yeah, exactly. They went with Darkman.
But in '92, he didn't direct Spider-Man yet.
That's what I'm saying. Now, if you have
they're saying
this
Sam Raimi movie,
it's from the director. They're not going to say Darkman anymore. They're going to say Spider-Man.
Yes, you're right.
So
You're
I'm a Darkman
right.
fan, so it's cool kind of seeing that shout out.
Dude, when the fucking cutting off the fingers with the cigar cutter. Oh,
I always laugh at the fingers that poke him in the eye, and then he puts his hand in between them and the 2 fingers. So stupid, but
that's my top 5. It's not as good as Ish's, but it'll just have to do.
I've been told I have to submit my list before you crack open your first White Claw.
Oh my god! You know what? I'll be honest. I'm about a fifth through Crown Royal. I admit it.
Rye Claw.
You know, I wish I was drinking the White Claws, then I'd be at least white girl wasted, and I probably would have paid attention. Hold on. Damn. So that's my top 5. Thank you, everybody.
That's awesome.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, everybody.
Good stuff. It was hard to choose, man. There's so many good posters out there. But I also found some of the greatest movies of all time don't really need like a poster that's a top 5 all-time poster.
Yeah.
Well,
there were. Go ahead.
Some of the greatest movies had terrible posters. Some of the terrible posters had great movies.
Like, what would you think is the greatest movie ever with the worst poster for the best movie?
This one?
If you can come up with there we go. It's a pickle-lips.
I don't know. There's so many that had terrible pictures.
Like I was looking at Back to the Future, and I was looking like Armageddon. It's a movie. There's so many plot holes in it, but it's a movie that I really like. And I went to go look at Armageddon, and it's kind of a cheesy poster to it. There's a cheesy movie poster to it. It's like Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck. They're kind of sitting there, and I was like, well, you know what? Like Independence Day, that's kind of like a cool. But all it is a ship over the, trying to blow up like the White House, and it didn't really have the pizzazz that I really wanted.
I don't know. I was going to say that Independence Day poster, that I remember seeing that and be like, whoa, what's going to happen in this movie? That's just me.
When did Independence Day come out?
96?
90. Was it? No, it was earlier than that, I thought.
Was it not earlier?
Cool. I just was curious.
I don't know.
They had a trend in the last 10 years where every movie poster, or like at least a science fiction movie, had to have a scene, some sort of post-apocalyptic scene with the main character standing with his back to you. That was like Star Trek Into Darkness, The Dark Knight Rises. There was like 10 movies at least that all had the identical. And I think it was almost like the same person was making the movies, and they were just like cookie cutting that design onto the posters. That was a thing.
Yeah.
I just go ahead, Kyle.
I was saying this is it's actually Los Angeles.
LA had it coming.
It totally had it coming.
Then there was,
but they do also
House
show
too, right?
the White House blowing up. Yeah.
So I'm gonna gonna get ready to bounce because I gotta go run and do something. But I wanted to show the fans something real quick that I got. I showed this on so last night on Drunken Chat. Well, first let me show this. This is one of my pickups. This was offered on Stan Sakai's site, the Virgin variant of the first appearance of.
I mean, I'm a virgin variant.
I guess this is his daughter. This is Usagi's daughter. So, all right. But other than that, Lucas over at Drunken Chat sent me a box. This box showed up at my door, and I've been trying to buy cards off through his Diamond Pull Box account forever, and I never get anything. They always get allocated down to nothing. So a couple of months back, I said, screw it. I'm just gonna order like 20 cases and see if I can get one. So the only thing available was soccer cards. These are UEFA Champions League Topps Chrome. And they're beautiful looking cards. I mean, they're not bad looking. I got some of the bigger guys. For any of you guys that are into, soccer and stuff, I'm not. So I had no idea what I was getting. So one of the guys on the channel that's into soccer cards is Ben Stein, the guy who writes the Hot 10. And so we did the Hot 10 yesterday, and I showed him that I was going to open this box on Drunken Chat. And he goes, okay, let me know what you pull, and I'll tell you if they're worth anything. So I woke up this morning and I sent him a picture of the auto I pulled. And this is some kid. It's a rookie auto of some kid named Pedri. He's like born in 2002, so he's 19 years old. He plays for FC Barcelona, and it's a rookie auto numbered to 99. And Stein sent me this.
Just FYI, Brian, I believe it's pronounced football.
Football.
How about that? How about them apples?
Holy shit.
Wow.
Good score, Brian. Good for
How
you,
about
man.
them apples?
Wow.
Do you like apples? How do you like these apples?
I like them apples.
Wow. Nice pull.
Good for you.
That's awesome.
So if anybody wants a Champions League Pedri auto numbered to 99, give me a call. Good shit.
Damn, dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. Right? That's dope.
So, that was pretty dope. So
I like hearing about people that pull a good card because it happens so
rare.
It happens so rare.
Yeah, there was a sold one that sold for a really low price. It sold for like $900, I think, but I don't care. $900 is still $900, right?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So, but I haven't. There's one that's being bid on right now. It's got like 5 days, and I think it's at 400 right now. So we'll see. But if there's only 99 of them, there's less than 100 of them out there that like that. So pretty cool.
Good job, Brian. Good job.
97 now, right? 98 of them out there because we know where one's at.
Yeah. Usagi's daughter isn't a big deal. He's a rabbit. He has thousands of kids. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you guys later.
Good luck, guys. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, Brian, take care, man.
So our final segment of the night is we've got Sam, the movie mechanic, who's a huge anime guy, and he has built a really cool anime segment for anybody here that's in the anime, what to look for, what's hot, what's going on. Sam, show us what's hot in anime.
Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the trailer that was released about 10 days ago for an anime for a manga called Chainsaw Man. Did you guys get a chance to take a look at that? You guys are familiar with Chainsaw Man?
Slightly familiar, yeah. I feel like I've heard about it. Maybe from you.
Yeah, it's definitely from me. I know Corbin and I have talked about it. You don't know anything about Chainsaw Man? So Chainsaw Man.
I've heard about it. Like, I've heard the name, but I have nothing to go on.
Chainsaw Man was a manga series. It ran for just under 100 chapters. People were very sad when it ended because it was very, very good. Manga runs as long as the author wants it to run, as long as it's doing well. Well, the author ended it on his own terms rather than just keep it running and running. But it was stellar. It's about a teenage boy who hunts demons with his demon sidekick puppy called Pochita, who's a chainsaw demon. And then he gets killed by some gangsters who had hired him. And in order for him to survive, he makes a deal with this little puppy chainsaw demon, and they kind of fuse together. The chainsaw demon becomes his heart. And anytime he needs to fight, he pulls this chainsaw pull cord in his chest, and then he morphs into this chainsaw demon, where his head becomes a chainsaw motor with a chainsaw blade coming straight out of his forehead. His hands grow chainsaw blades out of his arms, and he fights and he kills demons. That's just like surface level. I mean, he gets conscripted into this kind of government demon fighting organization. It's kind of like the FBI, but in Japan, and they only fight demons. And he says that he will agree to do whatever they ask as long as he can touch some boobies when it's all done.
I like this guy.
He just wants to get to second base, right? That's his whole motivation. And
seems legit.
It's so good. Like it goes from kind of this kind of lighthearted shonen manga very quickly into this dark horror action manga, and it was fantastic. There were twists and turns all throughout, kind of like Game of Thrones, where your favorite characters are not safe.
They're not always the good guy either.
Well, yeah. There's twists, there's betrayals, but the thing of it is that characters that you thought were going to last for a long time, they didn't always last that long, right? It was like, okay, so there's a kind of fragility to the characters that are in this show. Well, a studio just announced that they are going to do an anime of Chainsaw Man. I did post the link to the trailer in the studio or in the show notes. I don't know if we can share any of that. I think it's something we ought to look forward to. Chainsaw Man is awesome. Nice. So look forward to the anime coming out this year.
Quick question
I almost
about
sounds like
it.
a character out of The Boys.
It's
demented Garth Ennis creation.
it's absolutely it's a bonkers series. It's absolutely fantastic.
So we get in trouble every time we play stuff, but let's see.
Yeah, if we can zip forward to his appearance, that would be great.
One question: is it a happy ending? Does he get to touch the boobs at the end?
Oh, he definitely.
He
I don't want to
signed
say too much, but there. Okay, this is kind of a first look at him in chainsaw form. So he's facing to the right, and you can see his teeth in right under that orange copper look, and he's kind of tearing through a demon in this particular action shot. But oh my gosh, he looks so just bonkers, out of this world crazy. There you go. There's another look at him.
Wow.
And he gets to second base, but he also gets further than that too. But it's
I like
fantastic.
second base.
All right, I'm in.
I like second base.
I like a feel good story.
Well, this is mostly downs. You should be aware. This is mostly downs.
No way, man. This is a feel good story.
He does get a good feel ski, but it's a lot of downs in between, man. He has a tough go of it. But Chainsaw Man is fantastic. It like I said, it ran for 97 chapters. You can, if you want to check out the back chapters, you can look them up on Viz. You can also buy them in volumized form at the bookstore. I don't know if any comic book stores are carrying it, but definitely, yeah. Redo of Healer is ridiculous if you haven't seen that. Okay, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other thing that I wanted to bring up from the manga world is another really popular manga is Demon Slayer. I don't know if you guys have heard of Demon Slayer. They had the movie just come out called Mugen Train, which is basically like the season 2 of the anime. It's very popular, but it also finished its run at about 200 chapters, again on the author's terms. And so Shonen Jump, which is like the big manga magazine in Japan, has been kind of looking for a replacement of it. So this is what we get. We get Red Hood, the Hunters Guild, Red Hood, and it's about the redhead kid. There is actually a little boy, and he is kind of brought into service to fight werewolves. I don't know if you can skip ahead to let me find the page here. This gives you a sense of the art, but there's a great monster design. Again, it's just kind of this.
Ooh, wait, go back. That guy in the upper left-hand corner was handsome.
But yeah, he had a very solo
right.
Wookiee
He's
style
like
beard.
a silver fox.
I like him.
Yeah, he's the mayor. He's the mayor.
Oh,
of this
and
little
he's a
town.
mayor. Coonskin cap, sexy beard, and the mayor.
Okay, this is the one I wanted to look at
Position
right
of
here.
power, all that.
This is the werewolf that is the villain of the first chapter, kind of the introduction to these monsters. Not your traditional werewolf with 6 limbs. The mouth kind of opens like a demogorgon. It's got this long, slimy tongue. So there's going to be some really interesting monster designs coming into Red Hood, and something to look forward to. If you're a big fan of Demon Slayer, hopefully they kind of fill that monster hunting vibe that Demon Slayer was giving you. So look out for Red Hood. The last little bit I wanted to look at is an anime based on a very popular manga in Japan called Tokyo Revengers, which has it's an interesting story, a really interesting vibe. I kind of like to associate stories with things that you've already seen so that you kind of know what you're getting into. But oftentimes the product is greater than the sum of its parts. So this show is called Tokyo Revengers, and it's about a guy. The guy on the right you see there, he travels back and forth. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher, where he kind of jumps back and forth through his life, and he makes little changes to his life, and then it results in big changes in the future because he's trying to save the girl that he loves from a horrible life. Kind of that same concept, but instead of just going to any point, he is restricted to going back 12 years exactly from the date that he's in. And then he lives through that period of time again, making changes to the way that he went through it. And specifically, so he is involved in this kind of delinquent gang. And all of the main characters in this gang are between the ages of 12 and 15. And
You mean this dude's like 12 or 15? He's got a dragon tattoo?
yeah, this guy he's supposed to be 14 years old. And he's got a dragon tattoo, and he's like the tallest. He's like as tall as an adult man. But really cool story. The way that they do this back and forth, it's really mysterious. He doesn't get it right on the first try. He doesn't get it right on the second try. He has to keep doing this kind of butterfly effect thing. And he gets his ass kicked a lot. But
that happens a lot with the main characters of anime. Like, it seems like that, like if you watch Bleach or something, like it always seems like even like Dragon Ball Z, it's like the main character is always playing catch up.
Yeah,
and he's always like kind of at a disadvantage.
Yeah, one of the things that is really popular in Japanese hero stories is that the heroes are not born with great powers. They have to earn them through hard work and through effort. This is very different cultural message that they're trying to bring, which is that, you know, you have to put forth the effort. Even in One Punch Man, the guy who wins every fight with one punch, he had to earn his overwhelming power through daily calisthenics. But this blonde kid is the same as in that first scene that we showed, where there's two guys. He was the guy on the right who is the main character who travels back and forth through time. And yeah, that's him. So he's the one who's trying to fix the future so that the guy on the left and his sister don't get killed by the same gang that he was part of back in the early days.
I think Solo did that at one time too.
I did, and then I learned I live in America, and all I have to do is show up, and they give me a participation trophy. So I just...
Oh, man. Come on.
I wasn't raised in, you know...
I had
awesome
myself
Japan
muted.
where you
Kyle
have-
met that up with a softball pitch there.
Oh, man. I'm just
Kyle
trying to
said,
get-
here you go, underhand.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this particular show is taking off in Japan. It's also getting a lot of play here. It's producing a lot of sales for the manga, and they're going to release a full-on live action movie of it already. The kids, they don't look like they're 12 or 15. They look like they're full-grown adults pretending to be kids. But it's, you know, I've read the manga through the end of part 1, which is about 200 chapters or so. It's very good. I haven't started part 2. I'm waiting till more chapters are released to finish it up, but I have enjoyed the story so far. So these are Chainsaw Man, Red Hood, and Tokyo Revengers. Highly recommend. And
where do you find them?
So Chainsaw Man hasn't been released yet. Tokyo Revengers you can see on Crunchyroll. Red Hood you can read on Shonen Jump or Manga Plus.
Shonen Jump. Every time I think Shonen Jump, I always think Bleach.
Yeah, Bleach was a big one back in the day. One Piece.
Man, it made me feel old.
All my One Piece stuff back here. One Piece is on chapter 1018 they just released. So 1018. They're going to be doing 1019.
1018?
Yeah, it's been running for 24 years,
Jesus
almost 20
Christ.
or almost 24 years.
Wow.
But yeah, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, those are all Shonen Jumps. Dragon Ball, that's all Shonen Jump. Tokyo Revengers is not a Shonen Jump property. I'm not sure what magazine it was running in, but very popular.
You know what anime that I'm kind of looking forward to?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I'll show you right now.
What, the pickle thing?
Pickle It Now, the best anime of 2022.
I cannot
Hey,
that
that has to be a
believe
D. That has to be a Deej production or triple D.
I still
Has to be
can't
there.
believe that escaped my quality assurance.
If you can make that main face, if you can make that Rick, and then like in the back make that Morty, that one in the upper right,
It would be awesome.
like
wouldn't it?
this would be
That should be the
next
thumbnail
level.
for this episode.
Oh, it would
Oh
be
my
next
God.
level. A pickle lips now. Wow.
So if let me see if I
With
can actually with that. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to this episode?
It's been a hoot.
Yes,
Someone
gonna
did
show
mention
my-
Cowboy Bebop.
I got to pick up my Super 7 Grateful Dead Bertha action figure.
Let me see if I can. Hold on.
This exists. For any deadheads out there,
Damn, that's cool.
It is cool.
right?
Where'd you get that?
Through Diamond.
That's actually
Bought it
pretty
from the
cool.
shop.
Well, not even punched.
Nope, yeah, not punched. I wish they'd make more. It'd be cool to have like a Jerry or something.
Yeah. Well, if Ben C is watching, you might get hit up.
Okay.
That's actually a really cool When did that come out?
A couple weeks ago. Appropriate for ages 14 and plus.
Oh shit! I can't have that.
So what was that Apocalypse Now? Let me see.
A Pickle Lips Now?
That is so awesome. I can't believe I fucking did that. Oh, here we go, guys. Let me share this real quick just for a little bit of redemption. I hear you laughing back there.
We don't want your redemption, man. We were happy with the Pickle Lips.
Yeah, it was pretty
Dude,
decent.
that is so awesome. So, is this what you were looking for?
Yes.
Looks a lot better.
A pickle lip. I don't know how I didn't see that. That is fucking insane.
Dude, I don't know how. It's like a 1 in 10 million chance, right? That you picked that out of all the things you could have picked. Like,
you know what,
how
Kyle,
did it?
while we're at it, Kyle, Google Apocalypse Cow. That's an actual poster. That's a thing. Apocalypse Cow. They had a poster and it was the scene where they're airlifting the cows, so it's not this.
Don't see the pickles there.
Apocalypse
There
Cow.
you go.
There it is right here.
Dude, I can't, like, that's a 1 in a million pull that you got Pickle Lips. And you did, like, how did you pull that and then not notice?
I didn't even do that as a shtick or anything. Like, I just was like, oh.
I wonder if you misspelled it in Google and that's what it gave you.
No, because I copied and pasted what you wrote. I hear your wife laughing back there, and you know what?
Like, what are the freaking chances, man? I cannot believe you did that.
So Brian is like the. So look, it looks like Brian is back to the when we were talking about Stray Dogs number 5, the 1 in 10. Looks like his local comic store is selling it for $25. So it looks like they're with $25. It looks like they're breaking even and just making a few bucks. Yeah, here it goes. The 1 in 10 Apocalypse Cow variant. I would totally buy that. TK42 says misspelling Apocalypse Now in Google search did not disappoint. So let's add a Y. Let's add a I to it.
You really trying to find this one?
Now that we've just,
we've gone down the rabbit hole here.
I guess
late night hijinks.
The pickle hole.
Dude, just find it the way you did originally. Just put Pickle Lips up there. You were tired.
So this is what I'll be honest. So this is our chat. I copied it. I did this. I was like, this doesn't look like it. This doesn't look like it.
There it is.
Not even there.
No, there it was.
Where was it?
Go back up. Wait.
Very bottom. Go.
Scroll down.
There it is.
Down.
All right.
Down.
There it is.
Right there.
So I was like, looking at these, I'm like, none of this looks like it. There it is.
You missed the one right above it to them in the middle. 2 rows up in the middle.
The photo next to it is the face Brando made when he saw that pickle poster.
Yes, there you go. Lord.
Oh, great job.
That was funny, though. Well done.
My bad. It looked like it.
I've been told I'm not allowed to say pickle hole.
Pickle hole.
You can't stop me.
You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, you don't tell me which hole I can refer to.
Here, let me get rid of the.
Oh, my Lord. All right, guys.
Corbin, have you seen Apocalypse Now?
No, I never heard of it. I thought Apocalypse Now was that episode of Superman the Animated Series.
So I have Apocalypse Now Redux.
Yeah, I need to up my movie game. I will
that's
say
like
that.
the definitive
DVD
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Apocalypse Now was when Darkseid came down. That 2-episode series. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
It is. I think it's one of the top 5 movies of all time in any.
I don't know if
episode
what is
25.
that show called? It was called Eek the Cat. You guys, Ish might remember it.
Eek the Cat. Yeah, I remember Eek the Cat.
So they did an Apocalypse Now episode where it was Eek the Cat, and it was they did a whole Apocalypse Now episode. It was really awesome.
He had this running gag where people would tell him his girlfriend was really fat, and he'd be like, "Really? Man, your girlfriend, she's really fat, man. Really?"
I remember I had a boss that everyone called him Sharky. And I always go, "Kumbaya, Sharky," and he had no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, "How have you not seen Eek the Cat?" But he always said it. But that was our. If this is your first time watching, I'm sorry. No, we had a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to. Ish needs to send his shit in earlier so that I can fucking have somebody else fact check my shit. Oh. I was betting on Conor McGregor. Now I'm going to have to go back and see that. Thank you, Tiger, for letting us know.
And he walked in like I guess I always do.
You know what? The thing with Conor McGregor is
Irish
for his britches now. When he first came into I don't know if all you guys are in the UFC, but when he first came in the UFC, like you were excited for him, and then you were just like, "Fuck that guy."
It's like that.
It just like that. Like after a while, you're just, you know what it was? That whole flip out with the bus and all that stuff was kind of when I was like, eh.
He's got his own. He's got his own whiskey he peddles.
Irish whiskey,
and it's not good.
But I'll keep trying.
Well, speaking of products, Dustin Poirier has his own hot sauce, which is quite good. Poirier's Louisiana style hot sauce.
I haven't done your hot wing thing. That's gotten some buzz over the last couple of years, Sam.
My hot wing thing?
The hot wing challenge or whatever? No, whichever.
Oh, yeah, hot ones. I was doing my own hot ones thing for a while. Whatever I needed to prove, I've proven to myself. I don't do that anymore.
You've retired.
We'll do that next time as we're doing our top 5. We'll do the hot wings challenge.
Yeah, do
Oh, I don't even eat hot wings, but it's something of like a morbid curiosity from me.
Oh, it's
my spice tolerance is quite low.
Well, this will reframe your spice tolerance if you do the hot ones challenge. It dramatically opens your eyes about what spice could be.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you think is hot right now, like you haven't even scratched.
It's not even the hottest. Also, shout out to me and Ish on our names. I think we have competing ones, but I think mine is a little better. But it's awesome.
Well, if you guys had fun tonight, please hit that thumbs up. Please, if this is your first time watching, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell. We here on the Tales from the Flipside channel, we have content every day of the week, Monday through Sunday. If Solo Wiki's back, check out Solo Wiki tomorrow night as he does Star Wars talk with Tales from the Flipside.
Tales from the Dark Side.
Where else can we find you, Sam?
D-League Productions on YouTube.
There it is.
Thanks, Tiger.
You can find Ish every week with us. Corbin, is there anything you would like to promote?
Worlds Comics.
Oh, is there anything Fantastic Worlds for Ish, yep. Aside from my Black Widow, thank you, T. Jones.
What did you think it is?
I appreciate
it.
You don't have to. Thank you for checking it. I appreciate that.
Check out next week. We're doing top 5 pop moms.
Thank you. All right, I appreciate that. Comic Book Barbarian YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Just for the content. I mean, mom's nice. Thanks, but yeah, appreciate it, y'all.
Oh, she's more than nice.
You guys are. I'm done. Okay, you guys have a good night.
Ish. Just remember, everybody, if you guys are in the Valley, Rob Liefeld will be in Fantastic World Comics signing books. If you ever wanted a Deadpool balloon, here's your chance. I will be there. I'm hoping Solo and Corbin is there.
When is that?
It would be fun for Sam to come hang out because I know he's a Deadpool fan. Maybe not a Rob Liefeld fan, but definitely a Deadpool fan. It'd be
Corbin Solo team up.
It would be fun to have everybody there. I will definitely be there. If you guys are in the Valley in about 2 weeks, please come hang out with us and check out Rob
Saturday,
Liefeld.
July 24th.
I think tickets are $5 if you want to get something signed.
You guys
I'm
come
just
like this week. We're still at like you can get like number 6 and 7 in line.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that McGregor's fucking
They're gonna
leg is
go
broke.
fast.
I'd like that.
I'm not, but I mean,
Dude,
it's not like people with broken legs.
I hope he signs your baby. Please. Right here on the arm.
Ish, can you like draw a straw for me for a place in line? Because I'm not gonna make it out there. All right.
I'm definitely going to make it out. I'm going to be hanging out. I'm probably not going to get nothing signed. I completely agree with you, Sticks Boy.
All right. This is out of hand. Okay.
I'm gonna try and get there. I'm gonna do all I can to come get a ticket.
I'm
next
going to
week,
come
so
hang
I
out.
can
I'm
get
going to try to
Solo.
take pictures and some
Guys.
videos. I'm going to try to weasel in and have a little talk with Rob. Maybe if it costs me $50 to have a little conversation with him, I might do, hey, Rob, why don't you come on the show? I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
You're gonna try something.
All I know is Corbin's mom is hot, and I hope Corbin has to call me dad eventually. I thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us. We have probably the best chat on YouTube hanging out with us, and I love each and every one of you. Please find me at Modern Comic Mayhem on Instagram.
At picklelips.com.
If you can find picklelips.com.
.org.
If you find me on Facebook, please friend me. Find me on Instagram. It's Modern Comic Mayhem. I would love to hang out and talk to you guys. I love it when you guys message me. And as for that, I'm going to have to say good night. And until next Saturday. Thank you.
Pickle lips.
Hold on.
Val Kilmer, the best Batman. While we're doing this,
I
Batman
have
Forever
to
1975.
do-
Is worse. Val Kilmer.
See, why can't you send this one?
Modern
I
I
need to
should have
rewind.
that Val Kilmer
Roll
was the
those
worst.
credits.
Exactly. That's where we want to go.
Modern Pickle
Is
Mayhem.
it
The
not
problem is
ending?
I never end this show, so I actually don't know how.
Val Kilmer, please.
If we
That's
could
the line.
replace Val Kilmer's like Batman face with the pickle,
I agree
too.
with the lips. Oh, you're a mess. No, we really don't have in the show. Wow,
He's
we're
just
still here.
imitating Michael Keaton. It's a terrible Michael Keaton imitation.
It's a terrible. I'm pissed I didn't get the last word.
We're still on. We're still live
It's like
right
we're
now.
still live, bro.
Oh.